That sure would be exciting, wouldn't it? St. Mary's is in a little bit of a tough spot right now as they haven't played. Talking to Coach Teff, they haven't played in about a month, a little over a month. And so even when I asked him about what kind of style of play they have, he's kind of like, well, we haven't even really figured it out yet. We haven't been on the field enough. And all the three teams, one of the rare years where all the three teams in the Central Idaho League are kind of in a similar situation, all having similar struggles, and their records look pretty identical. I believe Grangeville now has 2 wins, and both Orofino and St. Mary's with 1.
Well, I'll tell you, it's going to be an exciting game today. The Maniacs know they've got to win if they hope to have an outside look in to the state playoffs. And it is senior night and homecoming. What better reasons to want to win a game? Yeah, most definitely. It's not necessarily for all the marbles, but there are quite a few marbles on the line tonight. That's right. CJ and I are going to take a break. When we come back, it's Riverside Physical Therapy schedules and scores, and more of our pregame after this.
Unforgettable moments. You have adventures waiting and challenges to tackle. And now, P1FCU can help you anywhere life takes you. If you need to make a loan payment, a simple transfer, or even apply for a loan, P1FCU's video banking has you covered. It's real banking with real people. Download the app or visit p1fcu.org to get started. P1FCU, a Pacific Northwest original since 1938. Insured by NCUA.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch, breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary's.
Do you have a hazardous tree on your property? Do you need some trees or brush removed in preparation for a home or shop? You need to call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing specializes in the removal of dangerous trees, pruning, thinning, and chipping. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing also has a bucket truck for those hard-to-reach areas. So if you're in need of some thinning, tree removal, and site preparation, call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. That's at 208-582-2134. That's 208-582-2134. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing.
The St. Mary's Lumberjack Booster Club is asking for your help. The Booster Club continues to provide needed sports equipment for the St. Mary's High School sports programs, but what they have planned next is big. The Booster Club is in the process of building a new sports complex on land next to the high school parking lot. This new sports complex will include a baseball field, softball field, and soccer field. The fields will be built according to professionally engineered plans and will be ADA compliant, so all Lumberjack fans can enjoy the games. The Booster Club thanks the community for their support throughout the years. With your support, Phase 1 will begin this summer. If you are interested in donating to the new sports complex project, contact Donnie Masterson at 208-568-0288 for details. Let's all come together and get this new complex built for the student body and the community.
All their hard work. In high school football action in the region, we're actually one of 2 games on the night. Lewis County will also be hosting the Knights of Logos coming over from Moscow. A lot of action yesterday. Coeur d'Alene rolled over the Bengals without much resistance, 38-7. The Bantams of Clarkston fell to the West Valley Knights, 28-14. East Valley beat Pullman, 26-20. LRS blanked Soton, 47-0. Lind Ritzville. Colfax crushed Reardon, 42-19. Melba came out on top over the Bulldogs of Grangeville, 26-7. CV edged out Kamei, 16-12. The Lapway Wildcats downed Potlatch, 58-32. Prairie whooped up on Troy, 58-16. Genesee got the better of Kendrick, 24-22. And Timberline absolutely smashed Meadows Valley on senior night, 82-0. Tri-Valley drubbed Salmon River, 40-16, and Pomeroy killed Yakima Nation 74-0. Congratulations to the Orofino Maniac volleyball team, who's headed to the state tournament after going 3-0 in the district tournament this week, downing St. Mary's, then Grangeville twice. Lady Maniacs are headed to Lakeland High School with a 4-seed Friday, where they will square off with the 5-seed at Coal Valley at 10 in the morning Pacific. In Idaho Vandal football, the Vandals play host to Big Sky opponent Montana Grizzlies with live coverage over on our sister station. Pregame is at 3:30 with kickoff at 4:30 with Chris King on our sister station AM 13 KLER. And that's schedules and scores brought to you by our good friends at Riverside Physical Therapy. Our broadcast of the Maniacs here on homecoming and senior nights against the St. Mary's Lumberjacks continues after this.
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our community. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those Lumberjacks.
When was the last time you had great Mexican food? I mean really great. Has it been a while? Well, grab the kids and head to Casa de Oro for dinner tonight. Casa de Oro has fantastic burritos, tacos, and chimmies. Not to mention fajita and shrimp dishes. Little Johnny doesn't like Mexican food? Well, don't worry. Casa de Oro also has an American menu as well. Dinner and lunch a la fresca. Great service and margaritas with a kick. Casa de Oro, it's what's happening for dinner tonight. Casa de Oro on Golf Course Drive in St. Mary's.
Tax time is here again. I know, it's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care, so you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
If you're ready for adventure, the 2021 Yamaha Wolverine XTR line is ready for you. XTR stands for Extreme Terrain, and that's exactly where these side-by-side vehicles take you.
Season finale date on the road with league rival St. Mary's Lumberjacks. Kind enough to join us is St. Mary's head man, Craig Taft. Thanks for coming on, Coach.
Hey, thanks for having me as always.
Coach, it has been a tough year for everyone, rife with distractions and cancellations. Have you had to do anything special to ensure that your team stays focused?
Well, we do the best we can just through using huddle as an example to try and get them to stay on top of watching film and studying the playbook and things of that nature. But yeah, it's been a crazy year. This game this weekend with Orofino almost feels like a season opener, even though the weather says it's late fall.
What style of play do the Jacks bring to the table this year?
You're not going to see really anything different than what you've seen in the past from us. We try and be balanced on offense. Defensively, we try and be aggressive and gang tackle the football, and then just be sound in special teams.
And who would you say have stepped up as the leaders for the Lumberjacks?
We've got some good seniors. Unfortunately for them, the season's been so doggone short, but we've got some good senior leadership. Eli Gibson is probably the main go-to guy, our quarterback, and then Gilbert Lanson on the line, Les Pryor on the line, Jesse Harvey at receiver, Quentin Ramsey at receiver. So some good seniors that all provide good leadership.
So a couple of games so far. Can you talk a little bit about those contests?
Well, if I can remember them. Yeah, you bet. We opened the season at Priest River, and we played very well. I believe we got out of there with a pretty good, convincing win. Got to play a lot of kids, and we were healthy. And then we played Timberlake after that, and that was kind of a frustrating game because it was a game we felt like we should have won, but ended up losing. Just beat ourselves. It felt like an early season game where we just hadn't really practiced all that much, and and they made us pay for our mistakes. So I know the kids are excited to get back at it this Friday, though, and see what this looks like.
Most definitely. And last but not least, what do you think you'll have to do to come out with a W tonight?
Well, I think the keys to the victory for both teams is, especially looking at the weather right now, it looks like we're going to have 7 inches of snow on the field Friday. I think whoever can take care of the football and win field position and make the big play is probably going to have the best chance of coming out of here with a win. But I expect, just like it always is with Orf, I expect it to be a really tough, competitive game.
Yeah, it is always a fun one when we get together, and this one maybe more so with that much snow. Once again, I'd like to thank you for joining us, Coach Taft, and good luck tonight.
Yeah, hey, thanks for having me, as always.
That is St. Mary's Lumberjacks head man Craig Taft, everyone. It is time to take a quick break, but keep it right here. We have Coach Brett Sand to the rest of the pregame show after this.
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to savings. But it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the hot deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to savings.
Is your rig's check engine light on? Idling a little rough? Time for an oil change. Maybe you need tires. Stop by Jim's Auto Repair and Tire Pros. Jim's Auto Repair can take care of your automotive needs fast. If you have a dead battery, Jim's Auto Repair and Tire Pros can set you up with a great AC Delco battery. Did we mention tires? Jim's Auto Repair is an authorized Tire Pros dealer and can get you a great deal on tires for your rig. Locations in St. Mary's and Plummer. Jim's Auto and 95 Tires. Give them a call, 208-686-0425, 208-686-0425, or stop by today. Hughes Ace Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler dropped in the toilet to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on his fitness goal. Hughes Ace Hardware is the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time. Jack Buell Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chips, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses. And most importantly, people. Jack Buell Trucking believes in responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, when you take a close look, those aren't just chips. They're an entire community. Jack Buell Trucking.
Remember the crowd, being a decent crowd in the stands, and it's just always fun to play in homecoming, coach in homecoming, be a spectator at homecoming, and so I hope everybody has a great time this weekend.
You know, the alumni mean a lot to the school because they come back, they support the school in every effort that they can, and maybe they only come to one game a year. So this is pretty big for you and the assistants and the boys to try and come out with a victory tonight for these guys.
It is, definitely. We really appreciate all the alumni, the support that they give us, give the school. And, you know, the one thing that a lot of teachers around in school say is once a maniac, always a maniac. And so, yeah, it's really nice to see everybody come back.
All right, so before we talk about your contest tonight with St. Mary's, let's quickly revisit your game last week at Grangeville. I know you, like many others, had high hopes for this one, but it kind of got away from you early against the Bulldogs.
It did. We were hoping for a little bit better, a little bit more success, but Grangeville played very well. I mean, they deserve a lot of credit. They came out hard, physical, attacked us very well. You know, their running back ran the ball pretty well, and so, they did a good job. Deserved to win the game.
By your own admission, you don't throw the ball very much, but the very first pass you make last Friday night, you complete it for first down, last Saturday night. and then you run the ball exceptionally well. You had to be pretty happy with some of the things that you saw.
I did. It took a little bit for us to get going, but yeah, once we did, we ran the ball well. In fact, after we had the ball the last probably 4 minutes or so of the second quarter, and then pretty much had the ball the rest of the game. They had it for a short time right away in the third quarter. Other than that, we had the ball the entire time. So I thought ball security was good after we had fumbled a couple times. But anyway, but yeah, I was happy with some stuff we did.
Of course, the score is the only stat that you look at afterwards, but you beat Grangeville in the first down department and in several other areas. So you've got to be happy with the way that your kids are getting coached up in a lot of aspects of the game.
Yeah, I think our coaches are working very hard trying to teach them the basic fundamentals of football. And so we did win a couple of the statistical things, but the one statistic thing that we didn't win, and a big one, is we didn't prevent big plays. They got some really big plays, and that's a big part of football. We had a lot of runs that were over 10, 15 yards, but they had runs that were 30, 40, and for touchdowns. So we have to try to eliminate those this weekend.
All right, Coach, so it's homecoming tonight. You have St. Mary's. How big is this game? Let me just start with that. Not just from the aspect of homecoming, but how big is it for a Maniac win tonight?
It's real big. The fact we're playing St. Mary's, for one. Another thing, it's a league game. It's the second home game and the last home game that we're going to have this year. And probably the most important thing, it's senior night. We have these kids that have been putting their time in all 4 years in our program, and so we need to play well for them, give them everything we have.
The seniors on this club, some teams make sure they start all the seniors or they have some special plan for them. Will you have an opportunity to get all of your seniors on the field at the same time?
Oh yeah, they'll definitely play a lot. With the amount of kids we have, they'll play. In fact, they'll have a hard time coming out. So they'll get on the field plenty, and they'll play a lot.
All right, tell me a little bit about practice this week. What does it look like, and what are you hoping to do against the Lumberjacks tonight?
Practice has been pretty good. We just have to recognize what they do. They haven't played for quite some time. They had some COVID shutdowns and whatnot, and so they have not played for a while. We have prepared for what they have done at the beginning of the season, but they haven't played for a while, so it's kind of hard to say exactly what they will do. We're trying to prepare for all scenarios and be ready to go.
So what happens if all of a sudden you see a defensive line going into the back, and then you have linebackers on the line? What do you do when you see stuff like that? Do you look at your assistants and just cross your arms and go, here we go?
Yeah, I think it always comes down to fundamental football, and so hopefully we'll rely on our fundamentals and just stay with those, and then normally when you do that, normally you'll end up being fine.
All right, Coach, last opportunity for you to invite all the alumni out tonight.
Yeah, we'd love to see everybody here tonight. It should be a lot of fun. I know the student body has put a lot of work into homecoming this week. It's senior night. I mean, this is a great opportunity to support the kids, support the school, and I know everybody will. So it should be a lot of fun.
Garrett, wish you best of luck tonight. You, your assistants, and your kids here at homecoming and senior night against St. Mary's.
All right, we appreciate it. Go Maniacs.
All right, that's head coach Garrett Bretz. We've got the kickoff and more when we return after this.
Why should you get all of your prescriptions from your local Good Neighbor Pharmacy? Because over 100,000 patients per year experience serious complications from drug interactions. At Jack's Pharmacy in St. Mary's, your prescriptions are not only filled, but we double-check for such complications. You can trust our knowledgeable pharmacists for that extra personalized attention. You're not just a number to us. You are our neighbor. Bring all your prescriptions to Jack's, your Good Neighbor Pharmacy, where you'll receive personalized service and attention.
Everyone knows that the timber industry is a huge part of our community. Working in the timber industry requires big equipment. Big equipment requires a special mechanic or custom machined items to repair. Jake's Machine and Repair in St. Mary's is your very own full-service, large equipment diesel mechanic that not only has a full-size shop, but also has a service truck that can come straight to you when you break down in the woods. If you're in need of big truck or big equipment repair, Stop by Jake's Machine and Repair at 106 Homer Drive in St. Mary's or call 208-596-8819. 208-596-8819. Jake's Machine and Repair in St. Mary's.
Have you ever noticed that some companies are around for decades and you really don't notice them until you actually see them? Kenneth Bechtel Trucking is one of these. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking has been a fixture in St. Mary's for decades and still is a community-involved business. Take the time to thank these entrepreneurs that quietly make it on their own and make our community all the better for it. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking. Give them a call today at 245-7209. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking, a community staple and lumberjack supporter. Good luck, Jacks.
P1FCU, Family Eye Care, Les Schwab Tire and Alignment Center, Orofino Builders Supply, and Terry Bowling of Camas Financial. And now to the field we go for Maniac Football.
Our national anthem is sung by members of the Orofino High School Choir. Welcome, everyone. I'm Jeff Jones along with C.J. Thompson. We're just minutes away from kickoff to Homecoming 2021. The Maniacs hosting tonight against the St. Mary's Lumberjacks. CJ, you got to be excited that this is only our second and what will definitely be our last game of the regular season here at Orofino High School's football field.
Yeah, most definitely. It feels great to be back up here in the home booth. It's kind of like coming home a little bit, but it's short and sweet.
Man, I'll tell you what, CJ, we are in an absolute downpour, and then during the national anthem, which our listeners at home caught the last bit of, if you're here in the Clearwater Valley, you heard the thunder. Couldn't see any lightning, but you heard the thunder. And so we are in store for one wet football game today. This is going to be a slosh fest.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I think it's going to be the epitome of a hard-nosed football. Might be a little bit of a mud bowl.
Man, oh, man. So, CJ, these weather conditions would favor a running team, and I'm sure that's what we're going to see tonight. Maniacs last week, only 2 passes, I believe, during the entire game. They completed their first one for a first down. St. Mary's, while we do not know a whole lot about this group of guys because they have not played for an entire month, but they did go to the air with their quarterback, Sean Elliott. We saw him warming up a southpaw, CJ, and I can only imagine that I don't think it's going to change the game plan a lot. I mean, if you were saying we're going to pass 40%, run 60%, that's what you're going to try and do, but it's going to be difficult in these weather conditions.
Yeah, most definitely. It's going to be tough to change up your identity as a team. That does definitely play into the hands of the Maniacs, who really turned things on in the running game in the second half, led by Reed Thomas with 114 hard-fought yards and that touchdown, so he's hoping for a repeat performance.
Yeah, Reed Thomas will be joined in the backfield with Corey Godwin. And Corey is an electrifying runner. CJ, we've seen him run from either a slot back position or the tailback position. Once he can get around the corner, he's got blazing speed, and I think that's one of the things that the Maniacs are going to count on tonight. But you're looking at a pretty big defensive line for the St. Mary's Lumberjacks.
Yeah, that you are. You got the 2 senior D tackles in the middle, 5'10", 230-pound Adam Rouse, joined by Kyle Seibert at 5'10", 220. And on the ends, 6'2", 210 Tristan Hill, and 6 foot, 195-pound Dylan Larson. Tristan Hill, the one junior that's on the defensive line. They got a lot of seniors. Always seems like St. Mary's teams are just packed with seniors, but it definitely brings a lot of experience to the table.
Well, you take a look at the secondary for St. Mary's. They boast 1 sophomore, that's Trey Gibson, but otherwise everybody else upperclassmen.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Coach Craig Teft, he really coaches these guys up. He gets them into the program early, gets them involved, and that's what makes it so tough to play against a team like St. Mary's.
One of the things that Coach Garrett Brett said yesterday, we are going to see at game time, which is now, we are going to see 3, possibly even 4 freshmen. start for his club because of the injuries that have been just so devastating to this program. And we saw an injury last week to Joel Scott in that Grangeville game, and it's just terrible to lose that young man. You don't want to see anybody hurt, period, but Joel Scott meant a lot to this Maniac football team.
Oh, most definitely. One of the key cogs that make the wheels of the Orofino Maniac team turn. He's such a dynamic playmaker and really did a lot out of the backfield. And even last week when they weren't really focusing on getting him the ball, he was an excellent decoy.
Yeah, he was at that, because he had been banged up from the week previous as well, and so, or 2 weeks prior, rather, just did not have the same moves. But when Orofino was running the ball, either in the A or B gap, they were making big roads, either if it was Reed carrying the ball or if it was Scott behind him, because Reed could open up a hole a truck could drive through.
Yeah.
And that's the great thing. And so Corey Godwin is going to be put into that place tonight, and you can only hope with these conditions that's what the Maniacs are going to do. They're going to just try and run it in the gaps if possible and toss in that sweep.
And of course Nick Drobish playing a huge role in the running game as well. He can really make plays with his legs as well as his arm.
That's right. You have three capable runners there in the backfield, and we even saw Evan Simpson run the ball earlier this year. I'm not sure. I think it was a game here at Orofino, but they put him in the backfield just to see if his girth could pound it into the end zone. And so those are kind of great things to see.
Most definitely. We have both the team's captains out on the field for the coin toss. Kind of interesting. The sun, or the clouds have opened up. The sun peeking out even though the rain's still pouring down.
All 6 seniors for the Maniacs are out there as team captains. St. Mary's won the toss. They have elected to kick this ball, and so Orofino will be first out on offense. And so for all the play-by-play of the start of homecoming and senior night here at OHS, here is C.J. Thompson.
All right, taking a look at the Maniac offense. The big boy up front, Lucas McAdow. To his right, Joel Snedden, and Aiden Boyd to his left. The 2 tackles, Briar Jenks and Nick Graham. Corey Godwin, of course, now in the backfield along with Reed Thomas. And on the wing we have Darian Cannon and Emmett Lilly. Nick Drobish at the helm.
Defensively, as CJ said, the ends tonight are Larson and Hill for St. Mary's. Rouse and Siebert are the tackles. Outside linebackers for the Jacks are Gibson and Kohler. Inside backers, Hunter and Holder. And then the corners for St. Mary's, Badgett and Nelson. And the strong side safety is senior Sean Elliott.
Kind of an interesting move. It is Nick Drobish back returning kicks, along with Reed Thomas back there, and Jared Badgett to kick it away for St. Mary's. Not sure I've seen them drop Reed Thomas back yet this year.
Well, this initial kick is going to be interesting, CJ. Get your hands on the ball and move it forward.
That it is. Going to be a slip-in slide as Badgett raises his hand to kick it away. Puts his boot into it. We're underway. A low line drive kick fielded about the 27, and just falling on it there for Orofino is number 2, Emmett Lilly. It hit him right in the chest and squirted back, and he smartly just falls on it.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to do. Last week in their opening possession against Grangeville, Orofino on their very first play from scrimmage gave up a fumble, which turned into 6 points for the Bulldogs. Orofino knows they've got to take care of the ball every step of this game.
And here we get our first look at Nick Drobish and this Orofino Maniac offense, of course, against Grangeville last week. A fumble on the first play from scrimmage. They're hoping to take better care of the ball as Reed Thomas gets the first handoff, a fullback handoff right up the middle. He's able to push the pile a good 4, maybe 5 yards up to about the 32-yard line. Ethan Kohler and Adam Rouse teaming up to make the stop for St. Mary's, but that is exactly what Orofino needs to do on the first down. That's what they're built for, first and second down. They need to pick up positive yardage and get themselves in a second and third and 3, third and 4, because they aren't really built to pick up when they're behind down and distance-wise. Corey Godwin, the deep back, and they'll give it right up the middle with Reed Thomas once again. Powerful running as he's right about the sticks at about the 37-yard line. Kohler and Gibson tracking him down, but not before he picked up a Maniac first down. That's how Coach Bretz wants to start things off.
Well, yeah, you're not going to hide anything in these conditions, CJ. You're telling St. Mary's right away, we're going to run it right at you, try and stop us.
I formation, two receivers to the left. Godwin, the deep back once again, and they'll go fullback handoff straight ahead once again. Reed Thomas trying to push the pile. He's to about the 40. Picked up maybe 3 yards on the play, the 41, before Kohler met him head on.
Yeah, CJ, again, you've had a dive through the A gap twice. Now you go B gap this time, which is good for about 3 yards, maybe 4.
It's going to bring up about 2nd and 7. This is what they're built for, long, sustained drives. And they'll give it to Godwin. Looked like he bobbled the handoff a little bit, but was able to corral it in, and he was lucky to get back to about the line of scrimmage there. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7. And meeting him at the point of attack, Trace Wicks. Yeah, Darian Cannon subbing into the ball game for Orfino. 3rd and 7 coming up here. I don't think we're quite in 4-down territory yet. We'll see what Coach Bretz has up his sleeve. Godwin once again, the deep back, and they'll go fullback handoff once again, right side. Thomas, not a lot of room as he picks up about 2, maybe 3 yards. Going to bring up 4th and 3. Kohler again with the stop for the Jacks, and we'll see what the decision is here for Coach Bretz.
Yeah, the ball's still on the Maniac side of the field, right around 45, CJ. And generally we would see lines on this field, but there are none.
And I formation once again have stuck with the same formation, and it'll be a quarterback sneak right up the middle and nowhere to go for Nick Drobish. He had a nice surge initially, and then he ran into a wall of white jerseys that pushed him back. And that will be a turnover on downs here on the Maniacs' first possession. It was going well, but unfortunately things stalled out a little bit.
Yeah, you've got to lay your confidence in your line, Boyd, McAdow, and Sned and CJ. And they did a nice job opening up a couple of good holes early.
Sean Elliott from the gun. Two backs, and they'll give it to the right side. That's Trey Gibson. A lot of space. He's up to the 30, the 20, a foot race, the 10, and he's pushed out of bounds inside the 10-yard line at about maybe the 6. A huge gain. Emmett Lilly finally able to track him down for the Maniacs, but what a running lane there on the edge for Gibson.
Yeah, Gibson found good footing, CJ, because it was one step towards the line, and then he immediately went to his right, headed towards the sidelines at an angle, and he came up with 30 or 40 yards.
First play of the game and a big gash. First and goal from the 7, and it'll be a quarterback sneak with Elliott's pushing behind the left side of the line. He breaks through. He's into the end zone for the touchdown, 7 yards on the quarterback sneak. Just getting in behind the big boys up front, Colby Renner and Chase Phillips at 6'2", 275, 6 foot, 295, and let them do the work for you. And Sean Elliott, pretty big himself, 6'2", 185. He's a tough one to take down. And St. Mary's is up 1 score early. Come out to attempt the 2-point conversion from the gun is Elliott. Back to his left is Gibson, 4 wide. Elliott rolling out to his left, has a man in the flat, is hauled in, and he's inside the pylon. That's Trace Wicks on the connection. It is 8-0 St. Mary's as they put up a touchdown on their first possession. We'll take a quick break. Orfino gets another crack at it when Jeff and I return after this.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Benoit, Shoshone, Kootenai, and Latah counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work, M&S can do that too with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Mary's. Give them a call, 208-53890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
For all your plumbing needs, call Nick's Plumbing and Heating. With Nick's professional staff, you can be assured of guaranteed quality products, installation, service, and repair of all of your plumbing. So if you have plumbing needs or problems, call the good folks at Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Call 245-5460. That's 245-5460. Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Installation, service, and repair when you need it. Nick's Plumbing and Heating, St. Mary's.
Orofino 103.3 and on our YouTube channel, KLER 1300 AM.
Following the quick score from the Lumberjacks, Badgett to kick it away 8-0. Lumberjacks, here's the kick, low line drive, goes over Reed Thomas's head and out the back of the end zone. That'll be a touchback.
That's one of the very few touchbacks we've seen this year, CJ.
Yeah.
You know, most everything has been either an onside kick attempt or something that's landed right around the 25 or the 20, but nothing that went all the way into the end zone.
Yeah, it has been an interesting year in that regard as the ball comes out to the 20 following the touchback, and that's where Orofino will take over. Down one score, Orofino wanting to get that running game going. They focused on feeding Reed Thomas out of the fullback spot. And Drobish rolling out right, quarterback keeper immediately pressured in the backfield, and he is ripped down for the quarterback sack. That was Trace Wicks and Adam Rouse that put on the pressure, and that is exactly what Orofino needs to avoid negative plays on first down. They get themselves in the holes down and distance-wise, as we talked about earlier, as a running team that doesn't track extremely well. They break huddle, head up to the line. They flip the formation. Two receivers to the right now. Godwin is the deep back behind Thomas, and they give it to Thomas right up the middle, and he had a nice little lane up to nearly the original line of scrimmage, made it to about the 19-yard line before Sean Hunter was able to grab hold of him, and that's going to bring up third and about 10. We'll see what Coach Brett has his sleeve up here for has up his sleeve here for a big third down early.
Well, Maniacs are going to do a quick change here offensively, CJ, as they've now brought out onto the field Joel Snedden.
3rd and 10, a big one here. Early for the Maniacs. Corey Godwin is the deep back once again in the I formation. Two receivers to the right. Drobish barking out the signals. And Drobish getting in behind Reed Thomas, quarterback keeper. Not a lot of room, and he is down after just a couple of yards at about the 22-yard line. And that brings up another 4th down here for Orofino, and you got to think punt team coming out here. So, Orofino's first 2 drives have come up empty, and you're giving the ball right back to a Lumberjack offense that scored on 2 quick plays.
Now, do we have a new punter out here as well, CJ? Is that Briar Jenks?
Here is the kick. It's a wobbler that goes out of bounds about the 50-yard line, and that is where St. Mary's will take over. Looks like they'll just be in Orofino territory at about the 48. We get another look at Orofino's defense, who has played extremely well at times this year.
Well, Briar Jenks did handle the punting duties, and of course, formerly handling those punting duties was Joel Scott, who of course is injured now.
So Sean Elliott back out onto the field, leading the way for St. Mary's. Back next to him is Trey Gibson, and he'll get to give on the right side, trying to get the edge, lays down a stiff arm, ball's out, and piling on it. It looks as though the Lumberjacks were able to get back on it. It squirted away. I thought we were going to see a big pile there, but
coming up with that fumble recovery was Jared Badge at CJ. He was already, a receiver. He turned around and came back when that ball squirted out. A Maniac nearly had it, but he lost it, and then Badgett jumped on top of it.
Looked to initially be a nice gain, but now it's 2nd and 9. Back to pass. Elliott heaves it up over the middle, and it's too long as he's looking for his receiver down the seam. And is that Dylan Larson there?
Still haven't been able to see a number of the Jacks in their gold helmets, green pants, trimmed in 84, yeah.
That is Damon Banderob. Damien
Banderob.
3rd and 9. 4 wide, 3 to the left. Gibson now heads out to the slots. Quick out on the right side. It's too high for Tristan Nelson. And that's saying something because he's 6'5", 205.
Yeah, that young man here, you take a look at him, CJ. 205 pounds, 6'5". You got to climb the ladder to bring that down, and he must have been around the 7-foot mark or something, but he just couldn't come down with it, and it's punting time for St. Mary's.
So much better possession defensively for the Maniacs. Back deep to receive. Looks as though that's Nick Drobish back there. Badgett to kick it away. He handles all the kicking duties for St. Mary's. Good snap. Here's the kick. It's a high wobbler, and they'll let it fall at about the 18. Takes a St. Mary's bounce to about the 13, 14, and that's where Orfino will have it along field.
Well, CJ, the difference between this possession and the last possession, Orofino is going to be working from the left side hash mark as they run from left to right. Last time they were on the right hash, and that portion of the field is muddy. It doesn't look as though there's a lot of footing there. So this just might help Orofino get out of this portion of their own side of the field.
Looks as though the rain has stopped coming down here at the Orofino High football field. 6:06 to go in the first. 8-0. Lumberjacks Orofino. 1st and 10. They had pre-snap movement, no call though. Reed Thomas, the fullback dive once again, runs into a sea of White's jerseys, and he is able to pick up a couple of hard-fought yards.
Yeah, that's interesting. There wasn't a flag thrown on that, CJ, because there were 2 defenders that had jumped into the neutral zone. Contact was not made, but that ball was snapped. It looked to me before they were able to get back. But no flag doesn't mean a thing.
After a 2-yard pickup there at the 17. 2nd and 8. Call it a long 7. Drobish, play action, back to pass, immediately pressured, screen set up. Godwin has it on the left side and not able to make the first man miss. He had a lot of green ahead of him, but able to get his mitts on him was Tristan Nelson over there on the far side, and he ripped him down. They called a gain of maybe 1.
Emmett Lilly was just unable to hold his block on Tristan Nelson. He got away from him, and Nelson was able to make that. Otherwise, that catch is going to result in a first down.
Most definitely, maybe more. Godwin had good blocking ahead of him. But unfortunately, Nelson just so long, able to get a hand on him, slow him up just enough. 3rd down and 6 from the 18. And they'll go right up the middle once again with Thomas. Lowers his shoulder and meets a St. Mary's defender at about the 23-yard line. That's going to be just a little bit short, about 2 yards. Sean Hunter and Adam Rouse meeting Thomas there. And you got to think they're going to punt it away once again here so far back on their own side of the field.
Yeah, the Maniacs have punted twice. And once again, we have Briar Jenks who will handle the punting duties. And now there is a flag thrown. And this comes from the back judge, CJ. I'm not sure what that's all about. St. Mary's is signaling that it's against Orofino. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, they're going to march it off against Orofino. We'll have to wait and see. Our officials for tonight's game are Jeff Shrewsbury, Paul Elston, Linkway as the lineman, and the field judge is Jamin Udi.
Jamin Udi.
And what was the call, CJ?
I did not see. I was looking, but they didn't. Here's the punt from Jenks. It's a low line drive and fielded about midfield. Badgett runs into Trey Gibson and able to get in there, make a special teams tackle. It was Evan Simpson. And Lumberjacks will have it 1st and 10 from right about midfield.
He's a freshman, and he just got right down the field untouched. And so when there was that collision that took place right at midfield, Evan made sure no one was getting up, and he just put a boom.
3 receivers, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Nelson here to the near side, 2 backs, Larson and Gibson in the backfield with Elliott. Elliott takes it, fakes it to 1 back. Gibson, big lane on the right side. He's into the second level, up near the sticks. 10-yard gain on 1st down for Gibson before Nick Drobish makes the tackle. We'll see if that's enough to move the chains, or it looks to be just short, about a 9-yard gain.
Yeah, that was a nice run on the right side, CJ. Again, good blocking, delayed handoff.
2nd and 1 from the 40. Elliott now will give it to Gibson once again, and met right about the line of scrimmage, spins away. He's in the open field on the right side, up near the 20 before he's taken down. Wow, I thought he was dead to rights there, and then all of a sudden just breaks away from the pack. Aiden Boyd finally able to track him down.
Well, Aiden was actually the one who had first contact with him, CJ, right at the line of scrimmage. And then immediately, somehow he got out of the grasp, and the rest of the Maniacs were not there to bring him down.
That'll move the chains for the Lumberjacks. Larson to the left of Elliott from the gun. Right behind him is Gibson, and they'll fake it to Larson, give it to Gibson, trying to get the edge, and great job setting the edge for Orofino. I know Nick Drobish was there, along with Nick Graham and Emmett Lilly. Team defense swarming to the ball.
Yeah,
1.
Just a gain of 1 there, CJ, and that's exactly what Orofino has to do. They've got to close off the lane. They cannot allow a runner to bounce the ball outside. They were able to do a good job, just 1 yard on the carry.
Down to 2:25 left in the first quarter. St. Mary's leads it by a score. New man in the backfield, Sean Hunter. They'll give it to Gibson up the middle, looking for space. Nothing there. He's ripped down in the backfield. An excellent play by the big men up front for Orofino. Powerful tackling, Aiden Boyd.
Yeah, Aiden wanted to make sure that he did not let go of the runner this time, CJ. He just took him and tossed him over his shoulder down onto the ground.
That'll bring up 3rd and long, 3rd and about 9. They need the 12-yard line for a 1st down. They have it at the 21. Elliott from the gun, back to his right is Hunter. The lefty back to pass, flag down, has a man on the post, and it's hauled in by Nelson. He, for now, is at about the 4-yard line, enough for a 1st down, but it's going to be a false start against the Lumberjacks, so Orofino catches a break, and that'll back up the Lumberjacks 5 yards.
Yeah, both teams now 5 yards in penalties, CJ. If there was going to be a false start, I thought it would happen here on the near side because that's where those 3 receivers were at, and they readjusted. But the flag is actually thrown from the other side where the tight end was at.
So now that'll bring us to 3rd and 14. Back at about the 26-yard line. Elliott from the gun, rolling to his left, has a man in the flat. It is hauled in, looking for room, and he's ripped down at about the 12-yard line. That's going to be just short of the 1st down marker, about a couple of yards. That was Badgett on the catch, Emmett Lilly making the tackle.
So 4th down and about 2 here, CJ. The 1st down marker right around the we'll call it maybe the 12, and the ball rests just inside the 14.
Big opportunity for the Maniac defense here to force a turnover on downs. They'll go power running formation, 2 receivers to the right, and Elliott in behind his big man up front, pushing forward the quarterback sneak, and they just got a fantastic push, easily enough for the first down.
Yeah, pushing. I'll tell you what, making a big hole up front there, CJ, is Tristan Hill, wearing 99 out there. He is a big boy, 6'2", 210 pounds, and he was pushing for all he was worth to get that hole so that Elliott could come up with that first down. Third first down for St. Mary's here in the first quarter.
30 seconds left in the first, 8-0 St. Mary's, and they're knocking on the door once again. First and goal from about the 7-yard line. Back to pass, Elliott looking right, has a man in the end zone. It's picked off! In the end zone, Orfino, Emmett Lilly with the interception, and they rip away a scoring opportunity from the Lumberjacks. And that would have been tough going down 2 scores early. Underthrown the ball from Elliott, and Emmett Lilly making him pay.
Wow, Lilly just got a really good bead on his receiver, CJ. Watched his receiver turn around, and so he turned and just, it was a jump ball, but Emmett just, with nice athleticism, jumps in front of him and makes the pick.
Normally you'd think throwing a jump ball to a 6'5", 210-pound receiver that he's going to win that every time. But Emmett Lilly coming away with a victory there.
Yeah, Nelson, again, 6'5", 205. Elliott overthrew him over on the right side, you might remember a little earlier, so he thought maybe I'll throw it not so high.
19 ticks left, I formation, 1st and 10 from the 20 following the touchback, and a fumbled snap. Drobish able to pick it up, but that is about it, as he's immediately swarmed and taken down for a quarterback sack, loss of about a yard.
Yeah, that's Adam Rouse once again, CJ. He is just constantly in the Maniac backfield.
And that is the buzzer to mark the end of the first quarter here on the Maniacs homecoming and senior night. After 1, it's the Lumberjacks with a 1-score lead, 8-0. Jeff and I will take a quick break. We're back with second quarter action after this.
Are your friends and family tired of sleeping with Fido when they visit? Maybe Fido's tired of sleeping with them. Either way, the Pines Motel is there to save the day. With large, spacious rooms, comfortable beds, and even a mini fridge, Fido may get jealous. Save the floor for Fido and call Kevin of the Pines Motel at 245-2545. That's the Pines Motel in St. Mary's. I'm sure your friends and family would appreciate it, and so would Fido. If you have OCD, obsessive coffee disorder, then stop by Shift and Grind, located in the green building right across the street from Jack's Pharmacy. Shift and Grind is a proud Lumberjack supporter and has something for everyone. From regular coffees to lattes, mochas, and more, Shift and Grind will keep your day going. Try a Red Bull infused or Lotus energy drink if you're not a coffee fan. On Lumberjack home game days, wear your Lumberjack colors and get a discount on your favorite drink. Shift and Grind now has indoor seating. Shift and Grind open 5 to 6 Monday through Friday, 6 to 4 on the weekends. Shift and Grind, 132 North 1st Street, right here in St. Mary's.
Nothing. St. Mary's scores on their very first drive of the game, but it has been just back and forth by these two teams. Now Orfino with possession, aided by the Emmett Lilly interception in the end zone.
Yeah, Orfino defense, following the rough showing on the Lumberjacks' opening possession, has really rebounded since then. Come up with a couple of stops and now an interception.
Maniacs now will start the second quarter. 2nd down and 11. They will run from right to left. Thomas and Godwin in the backfield. Godwin tries the near side, and he is going to get smothered right at the line of scrimmage. Adam Rouse, again, he has been a thorn in the Maniacs' backside all game long here, CJ. He is on the defensive tackle. He is just shredding Boyd, McAdow, and Snedden right there in the A and B gap.
Yeah, Sean Hunter teaming up to help make that play. 5'9", 165-pound senior Adam Rouse, big boy up front.
And Maniacs will sub in Joel Snedden now. And Joel will line up as a receiver to the far side.
Weather turning nice here.
Again with the I formation behind Drobish, who takes the snap. He'll hand off, and right up the middle goes Thomas. And Thomas is going to put a hat on somebody and put him on his backside, CJ, but not before he stops him after a 3-yard gain. Sean Hunter is there. So it's 4th down and long, and Orofino will have to punt this ball away. Snedden out, and Darian Cannon will check in as Briar Jinks will get set to punt this ball away. St. Mary's will drop 2 safeties once again. Snap is back. Here's the kick. Nice end-over-end kick, and it'll be handled at the 50, the 45, and drugged down is, that's not Wicks.
It's Gibson,
and he'll be stopped at the 45-yard line.
Reed Thomas coming up with the special teams at tackle.
So it'll be 1st down here for St. Mary's. And they have excellent field position. They'll start out from the Maniac 45-yard line. Tristan Nelson will split here to the near side as CJ and I look at it. 2 receivers to the far side. And working out of the gun once again, Elliott with backs to his right. Takes the snap, and he'll hand off. That's Terry Gibson. Left side, he's got running room. He'll make his way to the 40, maybe to the 39-yard line, where he's dropped by junior outside linebacker Nick Drobish. That's a 6-yard pickup. 2nd down and 6. Just misdirection, CJ, as Elliott has his backs to his right. He hands to the right, but Trey Gibson immediately goes to the left, the weak side of the line. 2nd down and 4 as Elliott with 1 back now from the gun. And toss is to Wicks. Wicks coming here to the near side. He puts the brakes on to try and move it inside, evade a tackle by Alex Powers. And does he have enough? The officials say they're going they're going to go ahead and give him a 1st down on the ground. Trace Wicks, CJ, if he's able to keep his feet, he might have 6.
Yeah. That definitely did look as though he was sniffing for the end zone there. His feet just went out from under him. That's an extremely favorable spot.
Larson and Gibson are the backs. Elliott once again will work from the gun. He'll hand off. Once again, that's Gibson straight up the middle, and Gibson has what looks to be a 1st down yardage inside the 30 to about the 25-yard line, where Corey Godwin, an inside linebacker, will get credit for the stop. There is another 1st down for the Lumberjacks, and they are running quickly. Again, Elliott calls for the ball. He'll hand off. Gibson right up the middle. He's to the left side. Gibson will make his way down to about the 12 or 13-yard line. That's another. It's going to be very close to a 1st down, as Darian Cannon will get credit for the tackle. The officials say Maniac timeout. CJ and I will do the same. We are coming back after this.
Cold weather is coming, and 10th Street Lumber has what you need. From super premium pellets to energy logs and fireplaces, 10th Street Lumber will help you stay warm all winter long. North Idaho energy logs and stove pellets are the best of the best. 100% natural with no chemicals and burn cleaner, hotter, and longer. If you need a new stove, 10th Street Lumber is a proud Kuma stove supplier. Kuma wood stoves are made right here in Idaho and are some of the best on the market. 10th Street Lumber in St. Mary's. Stop by today. Located on 10th and Railroad Avenue in St. Mary's.
When your body aches.
Wondering how to manage your retirement nest egg? How big should it be when you retire? Contact Jenny Oakes at Gateway Financial Partners to get the answers to these and all your other financial questions. The securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC. With over 30 years of financial planning, give Jenny Oakes a call at Gateway Financial Partners today. The guidance is free. The experience is priceless. Call 245-5255.
Idaho sports leader, KLER Orofino.
Well, here we go after the Maniac timeout. 9:13 remaining here in the 2nd period of play. Jacks with a fresh new set of downs from the 13-yard line. Elliott takes the snap. He hands off. Gibson left side tries to step out of one tackler, but stays on his feet somehow and still makes forward progress. It was Corey Godwin who had him right at the line of scrimmage, but somehow he's able to slip out of the grasp, and Alex Powers will finish off the tackle, but not before Gibson will pick up 8 yards from the 7-yard line. And straight up the middle, that's Gibson, touchdown.
St. Mary's.
From 7 yards out, Trey Gibson scores it with 8:41 here in the second quarter of play. It is now 14-0 Jacks with the point after pending. Wow. CJ, just a big hole opened up into that Maniac defensive line that they were able to run straight through. And it looks as though the Lumberjacks will attempt the point after, as Badgett will kick out of the hold of Elliott. Snap is back. Here's the kick, and it's blocked. So our score will remain St. Mary's 14, Orofino nothing. 8:41 here in the second quarter. We are back to Orofino High after this.
Triple X Feeds in St. Mary's is your one-stop farm and garden shop. Everything from pet supplies to livestock feeds and supplies, Triple X Feeds has it. Horse supplies, they have that also. From saddle pads to bridles, Triple X Feeds can set you up. Triple X Feeds now has hay and alfalfa in stock as well as straw. Triple X Feeds, located at 130 East College Avenue in St. Mary's, open 8 to 5:30 weekdays and 9 to 5 on Saturdays. Triple X Feeds, a proud Lumberjack sports broadcast sponsor.
Don't miss out on life's unforgettable moments. You have adventures waiting and challenges to tackle. And now, P1FCU can help you anywhere life takes you. If you need to make a loan payment, a simple transfer, or even apply for a loan, P1FCU's video banking has you covered. It's real banking with real people. Download the app or visit p1fcu.org to get started. P1FCU, a Pacific Northwest original since 1938.
I'm proud to be a part of this Maniac Homecoming football broadcast on KLER-FM.
Well, Badgett set to kick away for St. Mary's, who enjoys a 14-0 advantage over the Maniacs here at Homecoming. And on Senior Day, Thomas and Drobish are deep. It's an onside kick attempt, and the Maniacs lost the handle on it. There's a scrum for the ball right at the 49-yard line, and Orofino will retain possession. Wow, CJ, that was so very close. That came up off of a front line Maniac.
Are you
No, it is Timberline ball. Or excuse me, it's St. Mary's ball. My apologies.
That's what I was going to say. They motioned St. Mary's.
They did motion St. Mary's, and of course I was just thinking Orofino. So the Maniacs turn the ball over on an onside kick attempt, and so St. Mary's will haul the ball back again, 14-0, and they will scrimmage from the Maniac 49-yard line. Elliott will work from the gun, takes the snap, fakes, looks, throws down the left side, and it is tipped and intercepted at the 30-yard line. And then incomplete. The ball is dropped. Olive had an interception, CJ, and then when he went down, he just lost control of it, and our field official across the way signaled incomplete pass.
Yeah, Elliott's really telegraphed where he was going with that one. He stared him down for a good couple of seconds. Almost seemed like he was trying to finesse that ball in there. Yeah. And a good read there by Olive, and tipped it up, tip drill, just couldn't come down with it.
Second down and 10 after the incomplete pass. And Elliott will have Larson and Gibson to his right once again as he takes the snap, hands off. Gibson right up the middle. He's into the secondary, has a first down, steps out of one tackle all the way down to the 33-yard line. Another big run by the sophomore tailback, Trey Gibson.
Yeah, and it was Darian Cannon there at the end of the run that made a touchdown-saving shoestring tackle. He was hanging on for dear life.
First down and hand to Gibson once again. Left side, he's got blockers out in front of him. He'll make his way inside the 30, but it looks as though it's going to be a false start penalty as there is laundry on the field. Second penalty for St. Mary's here this evening.
It was Nick Graham getting up off the bottom of that pile, the senior nose guard.
Well, you like it when those defensive linemen are the guys who are making the tackle, CJ. You don't want to let anything get too far into the secondary, especially as St. Mary's up by 2 scores right now. 8:16 on the clock, second quarter action. You're listening to the Maniacs and their homecoming contest against St. Mary's. I'm Jeff Jones. He's CJ Thompson. Thanks for listening here on 103.3 KLER FM and on our YouTube channel, KLER 1300 AM. Elliott, once again with one back set to his left, drops back to pass. The lefty throws to the left side, spins at a completion to the 30-yard line, and that is where Damian Vanderrob makes the catch.
Tracked down by Cannon, I believe, there at the end.
So pickup of 6 on the play. It is now 2nd down and 8.
They have a new back in the backfield. That is Ethan Kohler.
So Kohler will set up to the left of Elliott. Trips to the left, looking to run, throw left side, and the ball is caught. First down for Wicks, and Wicks will be pushed out of bounds inside the 20 by Nick Drobish. And so another first down for St. Mary's, CJ. They're mixing their plays up so very well. I am surprised that Elliott and St. Mary's going to the air as much as they have with the way that these conditions are, but the rain has stopped. First down now. Elliott takes the snap, hands off to Gibson, left side. Gibson breaks into the secondary, then he is wrestled down close to the 10-yard line, or inside the 10 at about the 8 across the way. So that will bring up 2nd down, and we're going to call it 2. In the red zone once again, St. Mary's up 14-0, looking to add on to it. Trips three backs, hand off to the big guy, Gibson. He tries to go behind some blockers. He's still on his feet, CJ. Now finally brought down at about the 2, maybe the 3-yard line.
Yeah, an absolute gang of tacklers there to get in on the play for Orofino as they look to come up with a big stop inside the 10-yard line now, right about the 3.
And timeout is called by the Jacks. CJ and I will do the same. We'll return after this.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch, breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary's.
Do you have a hazardous tree on your property? Do you need some trees or brush removed in preparation for a home or shop? You need to call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing specializes in the removal of dangerous trees, pruning, thinning, and chipping. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing also has a bucket truck for those hard-to-reach areas. So if you're in need of some thinning, tree removal, and site preparation, call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. That's at 208-582-2134. That's 208-582-2134. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing.
For underway as there is movement on the line, so that will march the Jacks from the 2 back to the 7-yard line. 4th penalty, CJ, is that right? So another 5-yard penalty. So Orofino,
I believe that's their 3rd.
A little more breathing room here. Again, Elliott with 3 backs set behind him in an I formation. They'll hand off once again. Gibson, left side, still on his feet. Pushing forward, Gibson still on his feet.
Ball's out.
And now the ball may have come loose. The officials run in there. A beanbag was tossed in. But coming up with the ball is Gibson from the bottom of the pile.
Wow. That is the second fumble that they've been able to hop on.
The ball is now placed inside the 1-yard line. Elliott and company quickly up to the line of scrimmage. The Lumberjacks looking to score here as Elliott takes the snap, hands off. The tailback once again. Gibson left side. He is in for the touchdown. 1 yard out. Trey Gibson scores it here in the second quarter of play with 5:51 on the scoreboard. And the Lumberjacks take a 20-0 edge over the Maniacs here in first half play. CJ, that's all they've been doing is just feeding Trey Gibson, and he has just been Mr. Automatic.
Yeah, that kid just does not go down.
2-point conversion try here. And it's actually Gibson who's going to take the snap, and the play was blown dead as it looks as though it's a false start against the Lumberjacks. Trace Wicks took a handoff from Trey Gibson, CJ. The ball had been blown dead, but Trace Wicks was going to try and run it in anyway, and he ran into a staunch defender here on the near side on the half of the Maniacs who said, no, I don't think that's going to happen.
Just had to know they'd have some Wildcat in there.
Elliott once again with Gibson now in the backfield. Elliott looking to pass, throws here to the near side, and it is caught for the 2-point conversion. Tristan Nelson out jumps the defender in the back of the end zone for the 2-point conversion, and the Lumberjacks up 22-0 over the Maniacs. We will come back right after this.
The St. Mary's Lumberjack Booster Club is asking for your help. The Booster Club continues to provide needed sports equipment for the St. Mary's High School sports programs, but what they have planned next is big. The Booster Club is in the process of building a new sports complex on land next to the high school parking lot. This new sports complex will include a baseball field, softball field, and soccer field. The fields will be built according to professionally engineered plans and will be ADA compliant, so all Lumberjack fans can enjoy the games. The Booster Club thanks the community for their support throughout the years. With your support, Phase 1 will begin this summer. If you're interested in donating to the new sports complex project, contact Donnie Masterson at 208-568-0288 for details. Let's all come together and get this new complex built for the student body and the community.
When you visit Orofino Marketplace on Michigan Avenue, Thursdays.
You're listening to the Maniacs on KLER-FM Orofino, brought to you by Riverside Physical Therapy, Finke Logging, and the Pizza Factory.
Badgett will kick away. This kick is deep down the middle of the field. It's handled by Thomas across the way. He loses the handle on it. Now he'll pick it up to the 20, the 25, close to the 30-yard line. So Reed on a pretty good return. Might have even had more, CJ, had he not fumbled that kick return back at about the 15. Chase Phillips will pick up the tackle on special teams. So Orofino will have their work cut out for them. They're down 22-0 here with 5:44 remaining here in the second quarter of play. Lucas McAdow, the junior center, up over the ball. Two receivers will split to the far side. And working from the gun, Drobish under center. He'll hand off Thomas. Thomas here to the near side. And he will make his way to the 40-yard line, maybe the 41. That's about where the first down marker is at. They'll say, yes, he's got the first down yardage. Well, they're going to wait. Let's see here. Trey Gibson will get credit for the tackle, and it is a first down for Orofino.
Well, you know that Reed Thomas, he loves that contact. He seeks it out, but he cut it back up the middle there. I thought there was much more room on the edge.
To the outside, yeah. Drobish, again, will operate from under center. Thomas and Godwin in the backfield as Nick takes the snap. Give it to Reed one more time. He goes to the left side. The ball is loose, and the Maniacs are able to recover the fumble. That's Godwin, who slid down on his knees. And I don't really think that was a fumble. That ball came out of Thomas's arms when he was already down. But given the situation, you can't take anything to chance. Godwin came in there, slid in on his knees, picked that ball up, and he was going to go.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, actually. That looked that was pretty smooth. Could put that in a commercial or something.
We have 4 minutes and 30 seconds remaining here in this first half. 2 wideouts to the far side. Strong side right, eye behind Drobish. And Drobish will hand off Godwin right side, and Godwin will pick up about 4 yards on the carry on this second down carry. So it's going to bring up third down and about 1 for the Maniacs, who are moving the ball well on this possession. They're going to go third down and 2.
I believe that was Kyle Seibert in on the tackle.
Maniacs will scrimmage near midfield at about their own 49-yard line. First down marker right around the 50 or the 49 of the Jacks. Drobish takes the snap, hands off. That's Craig Thomas, left side, and he looks as though he's got enough for the first down, CJ. And the official says, yes, move the chains. As Orofino comes up with the first down, it's Trace Wicks who makes the stop from, I believe, inside linebacking position. But again, you give it to Reed Thomas, and that young man's just going to square up his shoulders, and he's going to run that ball right at you. Like you said, he seeks contact.
Yeah, he's an absolute bulldog when it comes to running the football.
Ball is placed right at the 50-yard line. 2 receivers right. Drobish from under center takes handoff, hands off to Thomas, who gets back to the line of scrimmage, or excuse me, Godwin on the carry, and Trace Wicks. Trace Wicks not scheduled as a starter, CJ, but he has definitely got a lot of snaps defensively for the Lumberjacks.
Yeah, they're a pretty deep ball club. Of course, Coach Teft likes to switch things up, toy with personnels.
Second down and 9 for the Maniacs. As the junior quarterback, Drobish, takes the snap, loses the handle on it, has to drop on it right at the 50. The Jacks say they have it, but let's wait and see what the officials say.
It looked as though he was able to get on it,
Drobish was able to get right back on top of it.
And St. Mary's celebrating like they have it, and the motion is that they do. So another turnover, this time on a fumble.
Wow, CJ, even one of the officials fell down there on the grass. It is awfully slippery, but what happened anyway is Drobish looked as though he just did not have a clean exchange between he and his center McAdow. And Drobish looked as though he fell right on it, like you said, but the Jacks come away with their second fumble recovery. Elliott will operate from the pistol again, takes the snap, looks left, throws left. There's a receiver there. It's caught. That's Wicks. Tries the sidelines. He's got a first down. Down the sidelines, gets tripped up at the 35, falls forward. Oh, they're going to say he stepped out of bounds at the 37 as Snedden makes the push out of bounds. But it's enough for a first down, and the Jacks moving the chains once again.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate that turnover. You give the ball back to a red-hot Lumberjack offense. Remember, they get the third quarter kickoff as well.
Elliott takes the snap, looks here to the near side. Once again, finds Wicks. Wicks got a blocker out in front of him, down to the 20. Stays on his feet and will be down at about the 18-yard line. And that's Emmett Lilly, the Maniac cornerback, who got in there and tripped him up and brought Trace Wicks down. But again, it is another first down for St. Mary's. St. Mary's moving the chains with 2 minutes remaining. And now the whistles blow. There is a timeout, Orofino. CJ and I will do the same. We'll come back after this.
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our community. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those Lumberjacks.
Through the years, CVH has helped generation after generation reach better health. We strive to serve the needs of our region since we were established. Loyal to our community and striving for excellence in healthcare, Clearwater Valley Health. Good luck, Maniacs.
Debco and Atkinson Distributing are proud to be a part of Maniac Homecoming Football and this broadcast on 103.3 KLER FM. I'm Jeff Jones, and it is a first down for the Jacks after the Maniac timeout. They will scrimmage from the Maniac 17-yard line. Elliott with two backs set behind him once again, and they will hand off Gibson, left side. Gibson busts his way into the secondary. I'm going to say about the 11-yard line is where he is brought down. That's a carry of 4, second down and 6 now. And Elliott and company quickly up to the line of scrimmage in their hurry-up brand of football. Clock continues to wind at 1:35. High snap, but it's brought down, and it'll be to Larson. Larson this time carries the ball inside the 10, and we're going to mark that at about the 5-yard line. And once again, the Jacks are ready to go as Elliott calls for the ball. Hands off Gibson, left side. Gibson into the secondary. He's in for a touchdown. From 7 yards out, the score comes with 1 minute and 10 seconds on the clock. And it has been Gibson, Gibson, Gibson. This time a 7-yard run from scrimmage. And it is now St. Mary's 28, Orofino nothing. And it looks as though the Lumberjacks will try for the 2-point conversion. Play being signaled in from the sidelines. And Gibson from the Wildcat takes a high snap, can't handle it, and he will break his way away from a couple of Maniac tacklers, but not enough to get into the end zone. The 2-point conversion fails. 28-0 St. Mary's. We'll come back after this.
When was the last time you had great Mexican food? I mean really great. Has it been a while? Well, grab the kids and head to Casa de Oro for dinner tonight. Casa de Oro has fantastic burritos, tacos, and chimmies. Not to mention fajita and shrimp dishes. Little Johnny doesn't like Mexican food? Well, don't worry. Casa de Oro also has an American menu as well. Dinner and lunch a la fresca. Great service and margaritas with a kick. Casa de Oro, it's what's happening for dinner tonight. Casa de Oro on Golf Course Drive in St. Mary's.
Tax time is here again. I know. It's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care, so you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
P1 FCU. St. Mary is ready to kick this ball away. A deep end-over-end kick, and it'll be fielded by Thomas at the 5. Thomas looking for a block. He can't get it, and he'll go down right at the 20. So that's where the Maniacs will take it over. 1st and 10, and 1:05 on the clock. Let's see what they elect to do here. Down 28-0. Is this the point in the game where you say, all right, we're going to just take a couple of runs right up the middle, get into the locker room, make some changes, talk about what we've seen, what we need to do, and then come out in the second half and give her another stab at it. From the 20, Drobish will have Reed Thomas in at fullback, Corey Godwin at tailback, give to the fullback Thomas, who runs off the right side. He'll pick up about 3, and the clock will continue to wind as they untangle the players from the bottom of the pile, and Reed Thomas is the last to get up with the football. The officials have not moved the football yet, and now they'll pick it up and move it, as this may have been the last play, as they'll set the ball and whistle the ball ready for play inside 30 seconds. And so I would imagine the Maniacs will more than likely just stay in their huddle. And they are going to try and get one more play off. 20 seconds. Two receivers here to the near side. I formation behind Drobish as he takes the snap. Hand off straight up the middle. Thomas, nothing there. And that looks as though it'll be the last play before the half, as we are at the 5-second mark. And that is it. It is halftime. 28-0 is our score, with St. Mary's leading Orofino. Let's go down onto the field, and that's where we'll find C.J. Thompson.
Just a reminder, our band will be performing at halftime.
Do better.
Oh, Steph, what do you tell your kids at the half?
We're just going to try to get better. We're just going to work on some things and see if we get a little better this half.
All right, I'll get you to them. Good luck second half.
Thank you. Go Maniacs.
All right, we're going to go ahead and take a break with our halftime score, 28-0 in favor of the St. Mary's Lumberjacks.
If you're ready for adventure, the 2021 Yamaha Wolverine XTR line is ready for you. XTR stands for Extreme Terrain, and that's exactly where these side-by-side vehicles take you. With standard features like a factory-installed worn winch, aggressive GBC Dirt Commander tires, and special edition paint. Visit St. Mary's Saw & Cycle to find the Yamaha Wolverine XTR that's right for you in either 2-seater or 4-seater. Learn more at YamahaMotorsports.com. Realize your adventure.
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to savings. But it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the Hot Deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to savings.
Is your rig's check engine light on? Idling a little rough? Time for an oil change. Maybe you need tires. Stop by Jim's Auto Repair and Tire Pros. Jim's Auto Repair can take care of your automotive needs fast. If you have a dead battery, Jim's Auto Repair and Tire Pros can set you up with a great AC Delco battery. Did we mention tires? Jim's Auto Repair is an authorized Tire Pros dealer and can get you a great deal on tires for your rig. Locations in St. Mary's and Plummer. Jim's Auto and 95 Tires. Give them a call, 208-686-0425, 208-686-0425, or stop by today.
Right now, the Orofino High School Marching Band out on the field under the direction of Carrington Ratliff. They play their fight song, and they will have a full marching band routine here for the half. So, as we do all half times, we like to get somebody from the stands or from the school or from somebody who's in the know about what's going on here at Orofino High School and athletics. And Samantha Midstock joins us now. Samantha, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, of course, no problem.
You are the assistant volleyball coach here at Orofino. Congratulations on your fine season here so far.
Well, thank you very much. The girls have fought really hard all year. So
you win the regular season. You just trounce most all of your competition. You get into districts. Tell us a little bit about districts. That just finished up.
Districts what?
Regular season, you win the district title. Again, congratulations.
Thank you.
Now it's off to state. And so this is where the butterflies start to come in, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about state. Where is it? When will you play? Who do you think you'll play?
So state will be in Rathdrum this year. We'll head out Thursday afternoon, get the girls up there before we play Friday at 11 against Coley Valley Christian.
All right. And do you know anything at all about the Chargers right now?
I do not. That's probably Heidi, I'm sure, has all the stats and all the things. But for me right now, I'm excited to get out there and see what the girls got for Friday.
You know, we've had Heidi on many times talking about basketball or volleyball, but this is the first opportunity that we've had a chance to talk with you. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Samantha.
Well, I teach here at the high school. I've helped with softball for a couple of years now. This is my first year helping with volleyball, and it's been really, really exciting season.
What is your background in athletics?
I played softball as my big sport all the way through college. I'm new to volleyball, but really excited to be a part of it and get those girls out there working hard, and it's been working out for us.
Playing at the next level, are you able to impart a lot of that knowledge onto your high school girls?
I sure hope so. I try to as best I can every time I'm out there. It's definitely a different competitive environment than high school is, so being able to bring a little bit of that edge is fun to do.
All right, Samantha, so we encourage everyone from Orofino to get up to Rathdrum to watch the girls, right?
Absolutely. Come on out and support those girls.
One more time, first game, when and where?
It'll be at 11 a.m. against Cole Valley Christian. It's in Rathdrum. I'm not sure the exact location.
Probably Lakeland High School
I would think so,
like
yeah.
Right. Well, best of luck to you, the girls, Heidi, and, of course, the Maniac Nation faithful that will come up and watch.
Thank you so much.
Samantha Midstock. We are back. Halftime show continues on with the Orofino High School Marching Band. We'll return after this.
The Maniac. Is your rig's check engine light on? Idling a little rough? Time for an oil change. Maybe you need tires. Stop by Jim's Auto Repair and Tire Pros. Jim's Auto Repair can take care of your automotive needs fast. If you have a dead battery, Jim's Auto Repair and Tire Pros can set you up with a great AC Delco battery. Did we mention tires? Jim's Auto Repair is an authorized Tire Pros dealer and can get you a great deal on tires for your rig. Locations in St. Mary's and Plummer. Jim's Auto and 95 Tires. Give them a call, 208-686-0425, 208-686-0425, or stop by today. Hughes Ace Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler dropped in the toilet to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on his fitness goal. Hughes Ace Hardware is the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time. Jack Buell Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chips, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses, and most importantly, people. Jack Buell Trucking believes in responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, when you take a close look, those aren't just chips, they're an entire community. Jack Buell Trucking.
Why should you get all of your prescriptions from your local Good Neighbor Pharmacy? Because over 100,000 patients per year experience serious complications from drug interactions. At Jack's Pharmacy in St. Mary's, your prescriptions are not only filled, but we double check for such complications. You can trust our knowledgeable pharmacists for that extra personalized attention. You're not just a number to us. You are our neighbor. Bring all your prescriptions to Jack's, your Good Neighbor Pharmacy, where you'll receive personalized service and attention.
It's Riley Diffin and Aiden Olive, who are the freshman Prince and Princess. Sophomores are being represented by Virginia Cafferty and Jackson Simital. The junior Prince and Princess, Tatum Tilley and Mick Zenner. The seniors are represented by Prince Slade Snedden and Princess Riley Schwartz. And then the senior king and queen. The senior queen is Erica Foster, and the king is Aiden Boyd. And so they parade all those kids out here right now to the homecoming fans that are here to watch. And CJ, ever since it stopped raining, we saw more people come into the stands anyway. It was looking pretty bleak in that first quarter when it was just pouring rain down.
Yeah, it really was. I'm sure the kids are having a little bit more fun on the fields now as well, that it's not quite as much of a slip and slide as it was before, but still have seen quite a few players lose their feet.
Well, you were just down on the field visiting with head coach Bretz, and what did it feel like to you under your feet?
Actually didn't really feel too bad. It, just kind of felt like there was a little bit of rain, but it wasn't like, you're sinking down a half inch into, and every time that you walk, wasn't really hearing any squelching noises or anything like that, although I know that some spots on the field are definitely going to be worse than others.
Yeah. Well, again, you can only hope that the Maniacs are in the locker room right now getting schooled up on how they need to attack defensively the Lumberjacks running game, because that has been most all of their game this first 2 quarters at least.
Yeah, most definitely. Looked as though Orofino defense had kind of figured things out there about halfway through the first quarter after they got the couple of stops, forced a punt, got the interception. But then St. Mary's just started rolling once again, and they haven't looked back.
Man, I'll tell you what, it is phenomenal, to watch Trey Gibson run. He is just a sophomore, CJ, and I don't know if you have any stats on him from Jay Blake, but I can just say that watching him run, he's able to find the hole initially, and then it's the yards after contact. We've talked about this many times before. He just does not go down.
Yeah, most definitely. He's a smart runner. He reads the lanes very well. He's compact, 5'11", 175, just a sophomore, so he's got a lot more running the ball to do. But like you said, he is pretty darn tough to take down. He has carried quite a few players and just bowled right through tackles to continue into the end zone.
Yeah, I can only imagine we're going to see him over the next couple of years, and he is going to be tough to deal with no matter what sport it is, whether it's baseball, basketball, or football, which we're dealing with right now. This young man is quite the athlete.
Yeah, he'll be a thorn in the Maniacs' side for years to come.
All right, CJ and I are going to take a break. We have first half stats and more when we come back to Homecoming 2021 here at Orofino High after this.
Everyone knows that the timber industry is a huge part of our community. Working in the timber industry requires big equipment. Big equipment requires a special mechanic or custom machined items to repair. Jake's Machine and Repair in St. Mary's is your very own full-service, large equipment diesel mechanic that not only has a full-size shop, but also has a service truck that can come straight to you when you break down in the woods. If you're in need of big truck or big equipment repair, stop by Jake's Machine and Repair at 106 Homer Drive in St. Mary's or call 208-596-8819. 208-596-8819. Jake's Machine and Repair in St. Mary's.
Have you ever noticed that some companies are around for decades and you really don't notice them until you actually see them? Kenneth Bechtel Trucking is one of these. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking has been a fixture in St. Mary's for decades and still is a community-involved business. Take the time to thank these entrepreneurs that quietly make it on their own and make our community all the better for it. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking. Give them a call today at 245-7209. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking, a community staple and lumberjack supporter. Good luck, Jacks.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Bennewash, Shoshone, Kootenai, and Latah counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work, M&S can do that too with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Mary's. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
For Orofino, unfortunately, really struggling offensively there in the first half. As always, carried by the running game. The vast majority of those yards coming from Reed Thomas, 13 carries for 63 yards. They have 77 total yards rushing in that first half, the other 14 coming from Corey Godwin. And then they have 1 yard passing, so 78 total yards in that first half for Orofino. On the other side, 125 yards on the ground for St. Mary's and 74 through the air. And, of course, the vast majority of the rushing yards coming from Trey Gibson. So 199 total yards of offense for St. Mary's in that first half, 199 to 78.
Well, Orofino has dominated the stat board as well. They have 10 first downs in this game, all of them on the ground with the exception of their last, which came through the air. The Maniacs, there's another passing, so 2 passing first downs. Maniacs have 3 first downs here. St. Mary's with 4 penalties for 20 yards tonight. The Maniacs just 1 penalty. Orofino has punted the ball 3 times. They have turned the ball over once on downs. They have turned it over also on an onside kick attempt. Lilly, the bright spot right now, he came up with an interception in the end zone in that first quarter of play that thwarted a big drive by St. Mary's, which they were looking to go up. They were already up 14-0 at that time. They were looking to go up 21-0. Here's the scoring in the first quarter, 8:46 on the clock. Elliott with the keeper ran it in from 7 yards out. Wicks on the 2-point pass conversion to make it 8-0. And then after the onside kick attempt, just 5 seconds went by. Gibson, a 7-yard run to make it 14-0. The PAT was blocked. With 5:51, and I need to go back. That 8:41 came in the second quarter of play. Then, with 5:51 in the second quarter of play, Gibson again, another rushing touchdown. It was a pass to Nelson that made it 22-0. And then with 1:10 on the clock, Gibson from 7 yards out made it 28-0. The conversion run failed. That brings us to halftime. 28-0. The Lumberjacks have just now made their way up onto the football field. The Maniacs will stay in their locker room a little bit longer, especially since 4 of those 5 guys that were just out there as Prince or King, they have just now gotten down into the locker room, so they're going to be receiving some instruction as well. CJ and I take a break. We will come back right after this.
It happens.
For all your plumbing needs, call Nick's Plumbing and Heating. With Nick's professional staff, you can be assured of guaranteed quality products, installation, service, and repair of all of your plumbing. So if you have plumbing needs or problems, call the good folks at Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Call 245-5460. That's 245-5460. Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Installation, service, and repair when you need it. Nick's Plumbing and Heating, St. Mary's.
Are your friends and family tired of sleeping with Fido when they visit? Maybe Fido's tired of sleeping with them. Either way, the Pines Motel is there to save the day. With large, spacious rooms, comfortable beds, and even a mini fridge, Fido may get jealous. Save the floor for Fido and call Kevin of the Pines Motel at 245-2545. That's the Pines Motel in St. Mary's. I'm sure your friends and family would appreciate it, and so would Fido. If you have OCD, obsessive coffee disorder, then stop by Shift and Grind, located in the green building right across the street from Jack's Pharmacy. Shift and Grind is a proud Lumberjack supporter and has something for everyone. From regular coffees to lattes, mochas, and more, Shift and Grind will keep your day going. Try a Red Bull infused or Lotus energy drink if you're not a coffee fan. On Lumberjack home game days, wear your Lumberjack colors and get a discount on your favorite drink. Shift and Grind now has indoor seating. Shift and Grind open 5 to 6 Monday through Friday, 6 to 4 on the weekends. Shift and Grind, 132 North 1st Street, right here in St. Mary's.
And the way that the state elected to do this is that since all 3 of these schools up here had a difficult time getting games in, they would say, we will take only your champion and we will move them directly into the quarterfinals. And so should St. Mary's go on to win this, The league championship will be played next week at St. Mary's when St. Mary's has their homecoming scheduled with Grangeville coming into the house.
Yeah, I've had to get creative here the last couple of years with any type of scheduling. You really can't, rely on any schedule that has come out. Just so many different issues for every school. Every, school is experiencing the same thing, but it does definitely make it tough. And tough on these kids as well as, only getting one bid out of the league this year. Prior, they would have got a playing game.
But there is, again, we spoke about this earlier, an outside possibility. Should Orofino come back to win this game, and then St. Mary's at home next week, should they defeat Grangeville, that would make each team in the league 1-1, and they would have to play some type of a tiebreaker. I don't believe they would leave this up to a coin toss with only one team out of the league getting into the state playoffs. And so I would imagine they would probably play some type of a tiebreaker. My guess, a Kansas tiebreaker is what the state of Idaho has done traditionally in the past. And we can rest our hat on that right now. That's what we have to do if we have hopes of the Maniacs playing any football after today.
Yeah, most definitely. I would really, really enjoy that. I've heard of quite a few Kansas tiebreakers. Haven't actually gotten to witness one myself, even though there is apparently one that's going to be played, I believe, in Clarkston here coming up. I saw that in the Lewiston Tribune this morning. Probably should have paid a little bit more attention to it. But, yeah, there is one that's going to be played in the Valley.
You probably don't get paid enough to pay attention to.
I think it's actually going to be Lewiston that is in the Kansas tiebreaker.
Wow. Amazing. Just amazing. Well, the Orofino Maniacs have now come up onto the field where they will have a brief warm-up period. They have put another 3 minutes up on the clock, and CJ and I will keep it here. We do want to talk just a little bit about the Orofino Lady Maniacs. They are off to state volleyball next Friday from Lakeland High School in Rathdrum, Idaho. More than likely, it looks as though Coal Valley Christian, the Chargers, will be the Maniacs' first-round opponent. Orofino's, I don't know if you've seen any volleyball this year. I know you have talked with head coach Heidi Summers, but they are just playing lights out right now, the girls are.
Yeah, most definitely. Had just the 2 games during districts against Grangeville and won both of those. They were lucky enough to go in as the top seed and host team, which is always an accomplishment, and now get to test the waters at state.
Yeah. Orofino has traditionally had has had very good volleyball teams, and there's been a couple of down years. Every school goes through that. But the Maniacs, under the tutelage of Heidi Summers, have come back, and they have played exceptionally well, especially this year, only losing one match. They are 14-1 here on the season, and so congratulations to those young ladies. And there is also, unbeknownst to me till I just found out about 15 minutes before we went on the air, Orofino High School also has a cross-country runner that has made it to state. So I wish we had more information to pass along to you on that, but unfortunately we do not. So, in the PA booth, which is right next to us, they are singing happy birthday to a freshman football player, Maddox Litke, who is 15 years old today.
Wow.
Nobody ever sings me happy birthday.
Oh, I know, right? I did. You didn't hear it.
Oh, I gotcha. Again, we are happy that you are tuned in here on 103.3 KLER FM, as well as on our YouTube channel, KLER 1300 AM. I'm Jeff Jones, and along with CJ Thompson, we are just moments away, really, from getting underway with the second half. CJ, what do you see Orofino has to do in order to capitalize here and come up with a score in the second half?
Well, I think first things first, they got to get that offense going. The defense did work at times in that first half, and they forced possible turnovers. It was just unfortunate that St. Mary's ended up covering up both of those fumbles, but they did come up with the interception. So I think that defensively they're at least somewhat on the right track, but they got to get that offense going because no matter how many stops they get, they got to put points up on the board, and they're really struggling with that. I think that they need to keep St. Mary's honest by going play action and taking a couple of shots.
Well, the Maniacs lost the toss. St. Mary's elected to kick to start the game, so they will receive the second half. Here is C.J. Thompson.
All right, as Jeff said, St. Mary's to receive as Orofino took the opening kickoff. So right off the bat, going to put Orofino's defense to the test. You know that after listening to Coach Teft Coach Brett's at halftime that they were going to be making all sorts of adjustments in there in the locker room, and we'll see how those pay off. Looks as though Reed Thomas going to kick it away.
Reed was the kicker to start the season off, CJ. Do you remember that?
I do.
That was way back in McCall, like 2 months ago.
Back deep to receive, Trace Wicks and Jared Badgett. Onside kick, and it slips through the front line and off of the hands of a St. Mary's player, diving out of Corey Godwin, and they're going to motion it St. Mary's way. Looks like he was actually out of bounds before Godwin was able to get there. But wow, Godwin coming out of nowhere once again. He just brings so much energy to all three facets of this Orofino team. Unfortunately, was just out of bounds.
Maniacs need a break, CJ. They thought they had one right there, and the side judge was there, so he saw that when Godwin covered up the ball, he was on the line or just outside the line.
What a perfect onside kick from Reed Thomas, though, slipping through that front line of the Lumberjacks. Elliott directing traffic from the gun, 2 backs. And they'll give it to Dylan Larson, his first carry, stumbling forward to about the 38-yard line. That'd be where Alex Powers is able to make the tackle. That's a gain of about 6 on first down. They need the 41 for a first down.
Interesting that Orofino continues to go with just 3 down linemen, CJ.
Second and looks like a short 5. From the gun, Elliott, just 1 back. That's Gibson. Elliott back to pass, straight back. He's looking for Nelson and nearly had it in triple coverage. It hit the inside of his palm, just was not able to hang on, and the man right there was Darian Cannon.
Yeah, Darian Cannon was there, as was for Orofino, who nearly had an opportunity at a pick. And I'm missing 8, CJ.
Oh, that's Olive.
Olive.
So 3rd and 5 coming up. Orofino hoping they can come up with a stop here on the Lumberjacks' first possession of the third quarter as they send a man in motion, and they will give it to him. That's Badgett trying to get the right side, and Orofino able to get to him in the backfield. Tackle for loss. 4th down coming up. Darian Cannon, once again, the Maniac leading the charge, and here comes the punt team. Orofino able to pick up a stop.
And what folks at home listening cannot see is that St. Mary's, with enough kids on their roster, they can dang near play 2 platoon football, CJ. 11 come on, 11 go off. Orofino is playing the same guys on both sides of the ball, including special teams.
Badgett to kick it away. That's Drobish back deep. To receive a bad snap, it's low. Badgett able to corral it in and get a good punt off. It's fielded about the 25. Drobish going to return, makes one man miss and another. Gives a little shimmy, able to fall forward to about the 40-yard line, maybe just short of a good return there from Drobish. And it is Damian Banderob with the special teams stop. We'll see what adjustments and changes have been made to the Orofino offense here at the half. We'll see if maybe they keep St. Mary's honest, go play action, try and take a shot somewhere deep, pick up a big play. They need something to get some momentum to their offense. 1st and 10 from the 40. Godwin, the deep back in the I formation, 2 receivers here to the near side. Working from right to left as we see it in the booth. Thomas, the fullback handoff, plays blown dead.
False start on Orofino, CJ. Their second penalty, a total of 10 yards here.
And right off the bat, something that they just cannot afford.
Yeah, this is where they hurt themselves last week in Grangeville. They could ill afford penalties like this because they are having a difficult time. They run the ball, just like you said. That's what their game is. They're going to run the ball right at you, CJ, but it's going to make it even more difficult now that it's 1st and 15.
Yeah, and you know that they start off with the fullback dive once again. I think we saw them run that 4 times in a row there in that first half. They really want to get Thomas the ball every way that they can. As Drobich takes the snap, fakes it to Thomas, gives it to Godwin, trying to let his block set up, but he is swarmed and barely gets back to the line of scrimmage where he's met by Adam Rouse and Tristan Hill. So that'll bring up 2nd and 14. They will give him a gain of 1 on the play. Up to about, the 36. Maniacs break huddle. Lilly to the far side. 2 receivers to the right. They'll give it to Thomas. Thomas cuts up the middle, and he's got into the second level as he's up near about the 44-yard line before he's taken down. Gain of about 9 on the play. Ethan Kohler is a lumberjack that met him along with Adam Rouse, who's been all over the field here today. And that brings up 3rd and 6, maybe 7. They're going to call it 6.
Big 3rd down play here, CJ. Orofino could certainly use a first down to start their first possession here of the second half.
Have it at the 44. They need midfield for a first down. Godwin, the deep back. They go fullback dive once again. Tripped up immediately at the line of scrimmage was Reed Thomas, and I don't even know anyone got a hand on him. He just lost his footing. He stumbles forward to about the 48-yard line.
Yeah, we don't have a 70 out there, CJ. That's somebody who just tripped him up a little. 4th down, and looks as though Orofino near midfield may go for it.
Yeah, you got to go for it here. You got to risk it for the biscuits. Down 4 scores. Fourth down and 2. Big play here for the Orofino offense. 2 receivers to the right. And we have the play blown dead. It'll be a timeout. Coach Bretz wants to talk things over with his crew with a big 4th and 2 coming up. 8:26 to go in the third, 28-0. Jeff and I are back in a minute after this.
Cold weather is coming, and 10th Street Lumber has what you need. From super premium pellets to energy logs and fireplaces, 10th Street Lumber will help you stay warm all winter long. North Idaho energy logs and stove pellets are the best of the best. 100% natural with no chemicals and burn cleaner, hotter, and longer. If you need a new stove, 10th Street Lumber is a proud Kuma stove supplier. Kuma wood stoves are made right here in Idaho and are some of the best on the market. 10th Street Lumber in St. Mary's. Stop by today. Located on 10th and Railroad Avenue in St. Mary's. Wondering how to manage your retirement nest egg? How big should it be when you retire? Contact Jenny Oaks at Gateway Financial Partners to get the answers to these and all your other financial questions. The securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC. With over 30 years of financial planning, give Jenny Oaks a call at Gateway Financial Partners today. The guidance is free. The experience is priceless. Call 245-5255.
They are going to switch up and send the punt team out. There is the kick, Briar Jenks, and it's a short kick, high, end over end, lands out of bounds about the 40-yard line. Like it looked with the angle to be about the 40, and it is. It really went out about the 37, 38, but it is marked at the 40. That's where St. Mary's will get it back.
Yeah, CJ, Orofino had a change of heart there. There's still a lot of time left here, and they thought, well, let's just go ahead and give our defense one more shot at it here.
2 backs in the backfield with Elliott, 3 wide. Nelson here to the near side. That's his big targets. They go to Gibson. Gibson shaking around looking for a lane, and he's about to picks up about a yard before he is met by the Orofino defense. Aiden Boyd and Briar Jenks teaming up to make the stop there. 2nd and 9 coming up. And that right there is a win against Trey Gibson.
Yeah, it is. A 1-yard pickup, you betcha. Take it any day of the week.
To the right of Elliott in the gun is Larson. He sends a man in motion. Behind him is Gibson. They fake it to the man in motion, and Elliott going to take it himself. And he does not have a whole lot of room as he just tries to fall forward. Have Laundry down on the field. Looked like he made it about to the line of scrimmage.
This may be either a holding call or somebody tried a high tackle, CJ. There might be a face mask. No, it is a hold.
Yeah.
That is a big penalty of 10 yards against St. Mary's. That's their 5th of the evening for a total of 30.
That's going to back him up to about the 31-yard line and bring up 2nd and 19.
2nd and 19.
Wow, this would be big if the Maniac defense can hold St. Mary's here and would get the ball back in pretty good field position. But again, it's only 2nd down.
This is a scenario, I think it's going to go to Tristan Nelson one of these next two plays as they fake it, play action, and they do go to Nelson. It's picked off. That is Drobish, and he's looking for space to return. He's ripped down about the 39-yard line. 2nd interception of the ball game. One from Emmett Lilly. Now Nick Drobish adds one, and it is Sean Elliott that makes the tackle after throwing the interception.
Drobish climbed the ladder to bring that ball down, CJ. It wasn't underthrown. Drobish just made a fantastic athletic play to climb that ladder and bring it down and return the ball 6 yards after the pick.
Yeah, you had to know they were going to go after their big target there, and Orfino was ready for it. Come out in the I formation, I believe the first time they've been in St. Mary's territory. Drobish rolling out to his left, sets his feet, has a man cannon behind the defense, and Gibson looked as though he may have picked it off, but he was out of bounds. He thinks he had it. Oh my gosh, he did have it. Wow. It was just a little bit underthrown. The cannon had to slow up and wait for it. That gave Gibson time to come over from his outside linebacker spot and make the tightrope catch on the sideline.
You know, you got to give credit where credit is due, CJ, and I thought he was out of bounds, but I did see him come down with 1 foot, and he was concentrating on getting that foot to the inside of that white line down the sidelines, and he did so, and the officials said interception at the 20. Despite
the result, I think it was the right call from Coach Bretz. And a timeout taken from Coach Teft as his team leads 28-0, 7:17 to go in the third. Jeff and I are back in a minute after this.
Clearwater Health and Rehabilitation of Cass.
Triple X Feeds in St. Mary's is your one-stop farm and garden shop. Everything from pet supplies to livestock feeds and supplies, Triple X Feeds has it. Horse supplies, they have that also. From saddle pads to bridles, Triple X Feeds can set you up. Triple X Feeds now has hay and alfalfa in stock as well as straw. Triple X Feeds, located at 130 East College Avenue in St. Mary's, open 8 to 5:30 weekdays and 9 to 5 on Saturdays. Triple X Feeds, a proud Lumberjack sports broadcast sponsor.
Alma mater, and your presence is requested. Debco Construction is proud to back the Maniacs and hopes to see you in the stands to cheer on the boys and root them on to another win. The most trusted commercial general contractors in the Pacific Northwest. Debco Construction is committed to improving the transportation and utility infrastructure throughout the Pacific Northwest. Join us as we cheer on the Maniacs.
Welcome back once again following the turnover. 1st and 10 for St. Mary's. Elliott from the gun. They'll give it to Gibson on the delayed handoff. He's got room. He's into the second level. He's ripped down after a gain of about 7 yards. Nice pickup on first down. Darian Cannon making the tackle. Looked like it could have been more.
Yeah, CJ, there's so much misdirection going on in the St. Mary's backfield. Or if you thought the play was coming to the left and instead it went the opposite way.
Surveying the field, Elliott. He's got 3 wide, 2 backs. Gibson the give once again on the left side. Breaks 1 tackle. He's got the first down and more. Lowers his shoulder, finishes the run strong at about the 38-yard line where he's met by Darian Cannon once again. That'll move the chains for St. Mary's as down to 6:41 left in the third quarter. St. Mary's 28, Orfino nothing. 2 receivers to the far side. The big boy Tristan Nelson is lined up wide here to the near side. Jared Badgett. Gibson. No, that's Kohler. That's in the backfield. To the left of Elliott from the gun. They'll send Wicks in motion. They'll give it to him on the jet sweep, and Darian Cannon is there to meet him and rip him down for a loss of about 3 on the play. What a play there out of Cannon.
Yeah, Cannon went up high, too, CJ, in the hopes of bringing him down, but at the same time trying to strip that ball out of his arms because he was right up around elbow height. That's exactly where you want to be if you have any hopes at all of trying to get that ball out of his grasp.
And the result is a 3-yard tackle for loss, 2nd and 13 coming up here from the 35. Elliott with 2 backs. He'll fake it to one, give it to the other. No, he keeps it, and pressure immediately dumped is a Sean Elliott. 2 big plays by the Orofino defense. Godwin and Cannon in on it again as the quarterback sack will back him way up to about the 27, 28-yard line. And it's going to be 3rd and long.
That is the biggest loss from the line of scrimmage for St. Mary's tonight. And Nick Graham was also in on that sack, CJ. He's the nose guard. He just piled into the backfield.
They'll spread it out, go 4 wide, trips to the left. Nelson here to the near side. Elliott rolling out to his left, has a man in the flat, and Badgett drops it. It was in his mitts and popped back out.
Yeah, Drobish was there on the coverage, CJ. Even if Badgett is able to come up with that catch, he's going to be wrapped up immediately.
That'll bring up 4th down. Punt team comes out. Orofino getting the ball back. That did eat up a decent chunk of the clock here in the 3rd quarter. Orofino going to need to get to business on the offensive end. Drobish back deep to receive. He had an excellent return the last punt that he fielded. Badgett to kick it away. It's a good snap. And nearly blocked. It's a low kick off to the left side. Takes a huge St. Mary's bounce to about the 40-yard line. That's where it is going to be downed. But wow, Orofino defender had a free lane to Badgett, and he's actually limping off the field. Right, he seems to be fine, though, as he works out the kinks.
Yeah, Badgett, that ball could have easily been blocked, and I'm not sure why it was not, CJ. But the defender was trying to make sure he did not run into the kicker. But Badgett paid the price because he tried to shorten his step on that kick, and I think he may have landed oddly on his ankle, or on his foot, rather, tweaking his ankle.
I wondered if he was maybe trying to play it off and draw a penalty for the 1st down. That would have been rough for Orofino as they go to the toss left side. Godwin trying to get the edge, makes one man miss, the 40, the 45, before he's ripped down from behind. Someone got a hold of his shoulder pad to rip him down. 6-yard gain up to the 46-yard line before Kyle Seibert is able to get there. 2nd and 4 for Orofino. And they went with a different formation there for the first time all ball game.
Yeah.
Split backs.
And you don't, on that jet sweep, you've got to have a good turn. You've got to have a good burst of speed. And that's what Orofino hopes that they have found anyway in Godwin and the other backs that they have back there. Cannon. We have not seen Cannon on that jet sweep, however.
They go back to the I formation. 2nd and 4. Fullback dive. Thomas met immediately as he's to the line of scrimmage, but no more. Big boy is pushed back. And it is Banderob with the stop for St. Mary's, brings up 3rd and 4. And this is really where Orofino's offense has to live to be successful. They got to be 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. As a running team, they're going to see a lot of 3rd downs, but they need them to be manageable within the running game. And it is here. 2 receivers to the left. Godwin, the deep back, in front of Thomas. They go to the toss right side, and he steps out of one tackle. He's got the edge near midfield. It's going to be up close to the line to gain. It's going to depend on the spot here, but it looks like he might have enough for it.
Yeah, I think that's Kohler across. Oh, boy, howdy. It's
might be just short. Oh, they get the call. Down. And that moves the chains for Orofino.
And, that's all on Godwin, CJ. I mean, he stepped out of 2 tackles. He got wrapped up right at the first, or the line to make. And boy, howdy, that was awfully close.
That it really was, and makes it more impressive. Both of those last two carries, each tosses to Corey Godwin. He was pressured immediately upon receiving the ball, and he was just able to flat out outrun him on the first and then step out of a tackle on the second.
Well, Snedden has entered the ball game. Cannon is out, so Snedden will line up as a receiver to the far side. A good target for the Maniac quarterback.
Godwin again, the deep back in the I formation. They fake it to Thomas. Godwin gets the give on the left side, and he's able to rumble forward for a couple. Positive yardage, what they need on first down. Kyle Seibert with the tackle for the Lumberjacks. They're going to give him 3 on the play. 4, 2nd and 6. Now Cannon back in once again. Snedden will head back out. Looks like Lilly is the outside receiver on the far side. 2 of them over there, barking out the signals, and fullback dive. Big hole for Reed Thomas, and he's wrapped up from behind, but not before he's able to pick up about 15 yards and a first down. Trey Gibson was the one that made the touchdown-saving tackle. As Thomas, it would have been a foot race to the end zone if it wasn't for that.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, when you're in a foot race, Reed Thomas is not going to be the fastest guy out on the field by any stretch of the imagination, but once you're on him, he's going to try and shrug you off, and he's going to use that big frame of his, 215 pounds, to kind of lay you out.
Yeah, gotta kind of remind you maybe of Marshawn Lynch a little bit.
A little bit.
Tough to bring down in the open field. One cut runner. 1st and 10 from the 34. Play action. Drobish sets his feet to throw. Has a man, and it's in and out of the hands of a Cannon. There defensively was Badgett.
Yeah, Jared.
Oh, sorry, that was number 8.
8. Yeah, that's.
I thought it was 2. That's Vanderhout. A different Vanderhout.
Yeah, that's Wesley Vanderhout.
So 2nd and 10 from the 34, and I think that they have the right idea there. They've been able to get receivers behind the secondary, just unfortunately have underthrown both of them. So Drobish leads his team up to the line, working up under center, and Reed Thomas, the fullback dive on the left side. He's able to pick up a couple before he's pushed back, gang tackled. So you have to do against him. Trace Wicks was in on it.
Yeah, CJ, the offensive line pointing out their blocking assignments when they get up to the line of scrimmage, and that almost gives the Lumberjacks an opportunity to say, okay, this is the lane they plan on running in, and so the secondary made a switch. They had moved inside linebacker 2 steps more to the right, and that's where Trace Wicks ended up at.
And, of course, Coach Teff's teams are so good at making adjustments on the fly. He's got a complicated playbook, but he instills it in his kids. 3rd and 9. Drobish takes the snap. Thomas, a hole on the right side. He steps through, was able to shake off one tackler, and he's up about 2-3 yards short of the line to gain before Trace Wicks is finally able to bring him down along with Adam Rouse, and that's going to bring up 4th down and about 3 for Orofino.
You know, this is doable here for Orofino. They've got to get inside the 25 to about the 24-yard line, and they will go for it, but not till the 4th quarter.
That's the end of the 3rd, 28-0 as St. Mary's here on homecoming and senior nights. Jeff and I will take a break. Final quarter action after this.
Don't miss out on life's unforgettable moments. You have adventures waiting and challenges to tackle. And now, P1FCU can help you anywhere life takes you. If you need to make a loan payment, a simple transfer, or even apply for a loan, P1FCU's video banking has you covered. It's real banking with real people. Download the app or visit p1fcu.org to get started. P1FCU, a Pacific Northwest original since 1938. Insured by NCUA.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch. breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos, 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary's.
Physical therapy, Finke logging in, the Pizza Factory. We head to the fourth quarter here at homecoming and senior night. The Jacks with a 28-0 lead, Jeff.
Well, yeah, if you stepped away at halftime, CJ, nothing has changed since then other than 12 minutes went by and no one was able to score. The Maniacs have the ball, however, and they will scrimmage from the Jacks' 26-yard line. First down marker is at about the 24 or 25. Couple of yards to go here. Lucas McAdow, junior center. He anchors that offensive line as the Maniacs will have Drobish operating from under center, the I. Now on the end around, they'll hand off to Cannon. Cannon, the right side, he is going to be in for the touchdown. Darian Cannon from 26 yards out scores it for the Maniacs as we start the fourth quarter of play. 11:52 on the clock, and the Maniacs bite into this Lumberjack lead. It is 28-6. Wow, it's not very often you see them bring the jet sweep out, and we said that Darian Cannon hadn't had a carry like that in some time. He comes up with one and scores it from 26 yards.
Yeah, the misdirection was what did it there for Orofino. Not a lot of misdirection in their playbook.
So Orofino will attempt the try for point with Reed Thomas kicking out of the hold of Drobish. Snap is back. Here's the kick. It's on its way. It splits the uprights. It is good. 28-7 our score. Fourth quarter action. Orofino will kick to St. Mary's right after this.
Do you have a hazardous tree on your property? You need some trees or brush removed in preparation for a home or shop? You need to call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing specializes in the removal of dangerous trees, pruning, thinning, and chipping. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing also has a bucket truck for those hard-to-reach areas. So if you're in need of some thinning, tree removal, and site preparation, call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. That's at 208-582-2134. That's 208-582-2134. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing.
Les Schwab Tire Center, Clearwater Valley Health, and P1FCU.
Well, the Maniacs score for the first time in this ball game. It comes with 8 seconds gone in the fourth quarter of play. It is 28-7. As the Lumberjacks will send Badgett back. And that looks as though Trey Gibson.
You think we'll see an onside kick here?
You know, I wouldn't put it past Orofino because they tried one and nearly came up with a recovery. St. Mary's has had one recovery. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
An onside kick? Yeah, came off the... So here we go. Here's the boot. It is an onside kick.
But it did hit a player.
It hit a player.
That's
but it looks as though Orofino was offsides. They would have had a onside kick attempt recovery.
That is just how it has been.
Yeah, so mark another 5 yards and penalties against Orofino. So that will push them back, and they'll kick the ball from the 30. This time it only has to travel again to the needed 10 yards. It doesn't change just because there's been a penalty added. It's still 10 yards. So the Jacks move up to their 45-yard line. I would imagine Orofino would give this another shot. Who's the big guy right there in the front, CJ?
Yeah, number... Geez, I don't know.
Is that Colby Renner?
It's either him or Chase Phillips.
So, Maniacs will try the kick again. And it is another onside kick attempt. It's covered up by the Jacks. And, well, Orofino says that they've got it. And now the officials say so as well.
Wow.
Who was that who covered that up, CJ?
I have no idea. I could not see in there. You'd think they'd be patting him on the back a whole bunch. I was kind of watching for that. But
it looked as though...
and they are. It was Olive, it looks like.
Olive with the fumble recovery on the onside kick. It was somebody on the front line there for the Lumberjacks. It looked as though they had it covered up well, but I believe a Maniac may have come up and hit him on the ground. That ball popped out, and now Orofino with an onside kick recovery. They'll scrimmage from their own 47-yard line. Drobish with the eye set behind him once again, and Drobish rolls to his left looking to pass. Now he'll tuck the ball. He's going to run with it. 50, 45. He's to the 40 where he's brought down at about the 39-yard line. That's a huge run by Nick Drobish, but there is a flag way back here at the 45. It is a holding penalty against Orofino.
Yeah, that is just unfortunate after a fantastic run out of Nick Drobish. But again, that is what going play action. Another thing that adds to your offensive possibilities is it gets Drobish in space with the opportunity to make plays. And unfortunately there, just came right back.
Yeah, so it brings the ball back inside the Maniac 35 to about the 34-yard line. And the line to make is the St. Mary's 42, so the Maniacs with their work cut out for them. Now they'll get the down back, of course. It is first and another zip code here for the Maniacs. Two receivers split here to the near side. Maniacs will line up with the tight end strong side to the left. And right up the middle goes Thomas. And Thomas can't step out of the grasp of the first defender, Kohler. And then Dylan Larson in there, the defensive end for the St. Mary's, brings Thomas down after a short game. Clock is winding. We are now under 11 minutes to play with St. Mary's on top, 28-7. Ball is placed at Orofino's 37-yard line. Second down and 18. Again, working out of the eye as Drobish will take the snap. Fullback dive right side. Reed Thomas will make maybe 3 yards on the carry up to the 40. Ethan Kohler will get the credit for the tackle, but Reed, who just carried that ball, is lying on his back right now as he was brought down after about 3 yards. And this guy has been nothing but an absolute workhorse for Orofino, and it's tough to see him injured here just in front of the Maniac bench at the 40.
Yeah, most definitely. He has been handling a lot of carries so far tonight and taking some big hits. That wears on you after a while.
So we're going to step aside. Well, no, they're going to help Reed up to his feet right now. So we will keep it right here as...
you hope it's just a cramp or
something like that.
Something like that.
And, of course, he'll have to come off for a minimum of one play. Craig Thomas, Reed's father, is an assistant on this coaching staff, and so he is down there as well to help Reed up to his feet. And he is very slow to walk, and you wonder if maybe he had his bell rung or something, CJ. So Reed will come to the sidelines. And it's just tough to see that with already a depleted roster for this Maniac squad.
Yeah, they came into the year depleted with some of who were going to be their featured players not available, to the point where actually Reed Thomas had to volunteer to be quarterback in that first ball game. You don't see that happening a whole lot.
No, you don't. Darian Cannon into the ball game for the Maniacs. And Drobish takes the play into the huddle as the clock continues to wind. We are at 10 minutes and 5 seconds here in the fourth quarter. St. Mary's up 28-7. I formation behind Drobish as Drobish rolls to pass under heavy pursuit, throws the ball out of bounds. Incomplete as Drobish just didn't have a target. Dylan Larson came back and was about ready to drill Nick Drobish, and Drobish does the smart thing, just gets rid of the ball.
Yeah, I think that play needed to develop a little bit more. I think they were trying to get Lilly to the sideline, but he just hadn't progressed far enough along his route there.
Well, the ball is spotted at Orofino's 40, and it looks as though Briar Jenks will punt this ball away, and Badgett will drop back as the single safety in punt return coverage for St. Mary's.
Ooh, that's actually Gibson back deep. Badgett's right in front of him.
Oh, you're correct. Good kick, and it is Gibson from the 28. Trying the right side, gets tripped up, and he'll make his way to about the 29. Excellent coverage by the Maniac special teams. Darian Cannon will put his hip into him and drop Gibson down.
Yeah, what a fantastic game Cannon has played. Not only does he have the one touchdown so far for Orofino's offense, I believe on his only touch, but he also has just been all over the field defensively. He's double-digit tackles easily.
Well, 9 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock, and the clock will start on the snap after the exchange of possession. Elliott will work from the pistol as he drops back, looks to his left, now darts to the left, receiver wide open, Nelson. He makes the catch at the 44-yard line. That's enough for a first down through the air, and CJ, first down advantage definitely to St. Mary's here.
Yeah, 12 first downs to Orofino's just 5.
And the Lumberjacks will split one wide out to the far side, one here to the near side. That's Tristan Nelson, who just made that catch. So Nelson is on the short side of the field. One back to the left of Elliott. Maniacs 4 down lineman. Elliott looking to pass. Comes to Nelson's side of the field. It's tipped and incomplete. Defended well by the Maniacs, CJ.
Yeah, that was Aiden Olive there on the defense, and he had safety help, nearly able to come up with another pick.
Corey Godwin off the field defensively now. And who do the Maniacs drop back at safety? Can you see who that is?
24, so that's Snedden.
Snedden. 2 backs with Elliott as they will be off to his left. 2 receivers to the right, and he'll hand off to Gibson right up the middle, and he is stopped right at the line of scrimmage, CJ. That's a big defensive stop for the Maniacs. I believe that's Briar Jenks, isn't it? 61.
Yeah, I was trying to get a good look at that number. No, it was 52? Oh, that was Aiden Boyd.
Oh, Aiden Boyd. So the running play keeps the clock winding, 8 minutes and 35 seconds. 3rd down and 10 as the Jacks will scrimmage from their own 45-yard line. Elliott once again sends a man in motion from left to right on the sweep, drops back. Elliott does, throws over the middle. It is tipped, incomplete, tipped away by Jenks. And,
wow.
Boy, that could have been a pick, CJ.
Yeah, it could have been a pick 6. I mean, it would have had one. He would have had the quarterback to beat, and that was it. Yeah. Wow, I bet he wishes he could have that one back. That's a defensive lineman's dream.
So we have a whistle. I'm not sure what it is that they're looking at here, CJ, but they're going to back the ball up. Did they miss-spot the ball? There wasn't a penalty, but the down marker still does say 4th down. So it will be time to kick. That's Badgett who will drop back to kick. Maniacs will drop 2 safeties. Badgett kicks this ball away. A short, high end-over-end kick. And the Lumberjacks will watch it as it takes a Maniac bounce, and they'll down it at about the 36-yard line. And that's where the Maniacs will take it over, 1st and 10, with 8 minutes and 10 seconds remaining here in the 4th quarter of play. Lumberjacks up 28-7 over the Maniacs, who are celebrating their homecoming. and senior night. The tough thing, CJ, you see these guys who are battling for the Maniacs, but you see the guys who are not in pads. You know, we have talked about this forever, but there are so many guys that have gotten hurt this season for Orofino, and you wonder what would happen if, like, the Snedden kids were back, or, Joel Scott, who just got hurt last week. I mean, they'd be a completely different team, but you're working with what you have, and Orofino is trying to find a way to score. I formation behind Drobish, who will work from under center, and gives to Thomas the right side. There is nothing there. He is met right away by Adam Rouse. So second down, they're going to actually give him positive yards of about 2. Second down and 8 now.
Yeah, you do kind of wonder if they did have their full complement, what would happen, as that affects not only just the player coming back, but everyone else gets to go back to their normal positions.
Right, exactly. People are playing positions that they've never played before. Again, from the eye. Drobish on a keeper. Left side. He tries to make a cut, and you can see the grass just come out from underneath his foot as he crosses the 40 to the 41-yard line. That could have gone for so much more.
Oh, yeah, that's just so unfortunate. We know how quick he is, and, how the moves he can make in the open field. And he went to stick his foot in the dirt, and the dirt gave out.
Yeah, only a pickup of 1, so it's 3rd down and 7. Cannon will check back into the ball game. Evan Simpson stays in the lineup, and let's see if he stays back there as fullback. 2 receivers to the right. Maniacs will line up with a tight end on the right. Simpson in front of Godwin. And keeping the ball once again is Drobish. He'll try the left side. Again, yards tough to come by. Maybe a yard at best. It is 4th down, CJ. And Orofino, again, on their own side of the field. The ball will be placed right around the 42-yard line.
Yeah, you pretty much have to go for it on 4th down here, I think.
Yeah, Tristan Hill is the defensive end on the right side who made the last stop. Timeout, Orofino. CJ and I step aside as well. We'll return after this.
The St. Mary's Lumberjack Booster Club is asking for your help. The Booster Club continues to provide needed sports equipment for the St. Mary's High School sports programs. But what they have planned next is big. The Booster Club is in the process of building a new sports complex on land next to the high school parking lot. This new sports complex will include a baseball field, softball field, and soccer field. The fields will be built according to professionally engineered plans and will be ADA compliant, so all Lumberjack fans can enjoy the games. The Booster Club thanks the community for their support throughout the years. With your support, Phase 1 will begin this summer. If you're interested in donating to the new sports complex project, contact Donnie Masterson at 208-568-0288 for details. Let's all come together and get this new complex built for the student body and the community.
The love for the game, that's what Orofino brings to the game. Simmons Natal Enterprises, proud to work, live, and be a part of our local community.
Orofino Physical Therapy, Family Eye Care, and Orofino Builder Supply are proud to back the Maniacs on your Central Idaho sports leader, KLER-FM Orofino.
Well, CJ, the Maniacs called timeout, and they head back to their huddle. The Jacks have been out there waiting for some time, but the officials did not whistle the Maniacs back into play. So let's see what they do if they elect to go for it here on 4th down and 6, or if they decide to punt the ball away. And it looks as though they will go for it. Again, they will scrimmage from their own 41-yard line. The line to make is the 46. Drobish, under center, takes the snap. He's going to run with it. And no, he's going to be brought down from behind as 91.
Was that?
Penalty flag came in late. And there is a Maniac who, it was Drobish, who the players were saying, hey, come in to see what's going on. But let's see what this flag entails here.
It must have been Tristan Hill on the tackle. He's the only
90, yeah, you're right, 99.
Only one in the 90s.
The officials are going to talk it over. And look at that. It's a penalty against the Lumberjacks. Unnecessary roughness. Did we miss one on the
Well, it was a late flag, so it could have been after the play. Someone must have hopped on him after he's already down.
Yeah. So unnecessary roughness penalty. So that's going to give the Maniacs new life here, as they will retain possession of the ball on that last play, which was 4th down.
That should be a 15.
Well, let's. The officials were talking it over. Did it happen after the play or while the play was still in progress? If it's still in progress, Orofino will retain possession. It looks as though they will. A 15-yard penalty will take the ball into the St. Mary's 40. They spotted at the 42-yard line. A 15-yard penalty against St. Mary's.
That's going to give St. Mary's a first down.
No, they're going to say it happened after the play, CJ. So St. Mary's will have the ball, but just deeper. Elliott and company with the lead, and 6:08 on the clock as he takes the snap, turns around, looks, busted play, and stuffed is Gibson. 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage by Maddox Litke.
No, it was 76. Sorry, I was looking for 70. Lucas McAdow. There we go.
Lucas McAdow on the tackle. A big 10-yard loss on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 20. Broken play between Elliott and Gibson. Gibson was supposed to go to Elliott's left, and instead he went to his right, and they were dancing around. 2nd down and 20. Elliott takes the snap. He'll toss out now to Gibson. Gibson turns it upfield, breaks one tackle, is stood up by a second. That's Alex Powers, who stands him up and brings him down after a gain of 6. That'll bring up 3rd down and 14 now. And so right now, St. Mary's is going to elect to just play safe football. They're just going to run the ball as much as they can and run this clock down. We are at the 5-minute mark here of the 4th quarter. Trips to the right. One back with Elliott. That's Larson. As Sean takes the snap, drops back, looks, steps up. Now he throws down the left side. There's a receiver there. It's caught at the Maniac 27-yard line. That is Nelson on the catch. That is a 38-yard catch and run on a 3rd down and 14, CJ. Somebody let Nelson go out of their eyesight, and he got wide open.
Yeah, and he is their favorite target for sure through the air.
Jared Badgett will split to the far side along with Trace Wicks. One receiver here to the near side. That's Nelson. 2 backs set with Elliott as he'll take the snap from the gun. Hands off to Larson. Right side. He's into the secondary, and Larson will be brought down at the 20 by Drobish. A nice open field tackle by Drobish. If he is not there in that outside linebacking position, CJ, that is 6 points for Larson all day long.
2nd and 3.
So a pickup of 7 on the play.
St. Mary's doing what they need to, keeping that clock a-running.
We are at 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in regulation. Elliott with 2 backs set behind him once again as the senior quarterback calls for the ball. Hands off once again, Gibson. Gibson breaks through the initial surge and will pick up 2, maybe 3 yards as Nick Drobish is finally there to put the stop on the sophomore running back.
There was a sub last play. Sean Hunter was in the backfield as well. Looks as though Trey Gibson is hurting, so Kohler will come in for him. So it'll be Kohler and Hunter in the backfield.
You take a look at Trey Gibson. He is holding his left arm as he goes over to the Lumberjack sidelines. He is now down onto his knees, holding that arm. So Elliott, busted play, but he hands off right side. Kohler. And he will pick up about 4 yards on the carry, bringing up 2nd down and 6. Ball is going to be placed right around the 11-yard line. 2nd down now and 5.
St. Mary's doing an excellent job of bleeding this clock.
As they continue to wait for the clock to wind down, 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining here in the period. Elliott taking his time. Now he'll start to bark out the signals. And he'll hand off Kohler, the right side. He strips 1 tackle, but then can't get around the second. That is Emmett Lilly. So he'll pick up maybe a yard on the carry. Brings up 3rd and 5. 4-down territory, of course. A couple of opportunities for St. Mary's to try and put a score on, but they are more just looking at this clock winding down. We're under 2 minutes in this one. As Elliott has his back set to the left. Kohler, left side. He's going to be brought down from behind on the running play. Alex Powers. Again, one of those guys. Alex is one of those guys who has been called into action, CJ, because of the loss of so many of the Maniac defenders. And so it is 4th down and 4. And the clock continues to wind. We're under 1 minute and 20 to play. If St. Mary's comes up with the first down here, it is all over with. Trying to run the ball himself is Elliott, or did it come loose, CJ?
Yeah, I don't think he ever got the snap.
Yeah, I think he lost the handle on the ball, and so the Maniacs are going to take over on downs here with 1 minute and 7 to go in this one. So Orofino is going to be able to go out of the season at least having the ball offensively.
And they did end up putting a score up on the board on that Darian Cannon run.
Right. So the Maniacs, with 1 minute and change on the clock remaining here in the 2021 season. As, we have seen some injuries. Reed Thomas still on the bench here for the Maniacs. Slade Stedden right next to him, as those are a couple of key cogs in this Maniac offense this year, now on the bench. So let's see what Orofino does with this last 1 minute and 7 seconds of the season. Drobish will have an I formation set behind him. Gives to, was that Simpson? What happened? No, it's Corey Godwin who comes this way. As not much there, maybe a yard or 2. And that was not Corey Godwin, excuse me. That was Darian Cannon who lined up in that tailback spot. 48 ticks left, and Orofino quickly up to the line of scrimmage. They want to get another play underway here. Drobish takes the snap, drops back, looks, pressured, throws down the middle of the field. It is intercepted at 29 seconds remaining on the clock as Tristan Nelson comes up with the pick at the 25-yard line, and all that is left to do for St. Mary's is to take a knee, and this game will be over with. St. Mary's will look forward to playing Grangeville next week for the league title, and the Maniac season will come to an end here. CJ, we had high hopes for this season because we had some great kids that were coming back, but injuries befell this team almost immediately.
Yeah, most definitely. Just unfortunate series of events that led to them being so short-handed, and that kind of continued throughout the year.
Elliott with the victory of formation as he will take a knee, and that will do it. as the Lumberjacks come in here and spoil the Orofino Maniacs homecoming 28-7. And Orofino finishes out the season 1-5 here on the year, as it was just a tough year, the way they started out with McCall, injuries immediately at McCall, and then we had cancellations. We had the one victory on the road, which was nice. Orofino just could not make much more of it after that, though, in their 1-5 season.
Yeah, it was a tough one for Orofino, as you said. Had a cancellation, 2 cancellations there that seemed as though they were winnable ball games for Orofino, and that gets more experience under your belt, more reps in for your guys. It's just so important, and that kind of throws you off a little bit when you have those cancellations. Same thing happened to the Lumberjacks.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the Lumberjacks looked like a pretty doggone well-oiled machine for not playing for the last month.
Yeah, most definitely. Coach Taft has to be happy with the performance tonight.
Okay, CJ and I take a break. It's our post game when we return after this.
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our community. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those Lumberjacks.
When was the last time you had great Mexican food? I mean really great. Has it been a while? Well, grab the kids and head to Casa de Oro for dinner tonight. Casa de Oro has fantastic burritos, tacos, and chimmies, not to mention fajita and shrimp dishes. Little Johnny doesn't like Mexican food? Well, don't worry. Casa de Oro also has an American menu as well. Dinner and lunch a la fresca. Great service and margaritas with a kick. Casa de Oro, it's what's happening for dinner tonight. Casa de Oro on Golf Course Drive in St. Mary's.
Tax time is here again. I know, it's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care, so you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
If you're ready for adventure, the 2021 Yamaha Wolverine XTR line is ready for you. XTR stands for Extreme Terrain, and that's exactly where these side-by-side vehicles...
We have just wrapped up the homecoming game, senior night game, and the 2021 season, unfortunately, for the Orofino Maniacs, as they fall to St. Mary's here today, 28-7. CJ Thompson off gathering up stats. So we're going to take a look at what we have as far as team stats. The Maniacs could only muster 2 first downs in that second half of play, both of those on the ground. St. Mary's, however, only 3 first downs in the second half, 1 on the ground and 2 through the air. There was only 1 score to report in the second half. St. Mary's led at 28-0. The third period went by, and all the teams did was go up and down the field, punt. And then in the fourth quarter, with the very first play from scrimmage in the fourth quarter, Darian Cannon on a sweep ran it in from 26 yards out for Orofino. And the Thomas PAT was good. That made our score 28-7. And that was our final here this evening. The Maniacs and Lumberjacks just went up and down the field. Again, to no avail. Just no one could score. The defenses just turned it up a notch. But St. Mary's, again, what a fantastic job they did running the ball behind Trey Gibson. Dylan Larson, and then Sean Elliott with a couple of very nice spins out there to his targets, Badgett and Nelson and Wicks. And they just had a better night than Orofino this evening. Again, they come up with a victory. Now next week, St. Mary's will face off against the Grangeville Bulldogs. And the winner of that contest will be the league champions. They will move into the quarterfinals of the 2A Idaho State Football Championships, which will begin, the quarterfinals will begin on the 5th of November. The Orofino Maniacs are done for the season. All right, we'll take another break. When we come back, hopefully we'll have a report on stats from C.J. Thompson, and also see if we can find out anything on Reed Thomas, who again went down in the fourth quarter after picking up about 2 or 3 yards. He went down hard underneath a sea of green and gold. Lumberjacks, and came up very slowly and made his way over to the sidelines, where he sat the rest of the game. Just so very tough for the senior. Anyway, Reed Thomas. All right, we'll come back right after this 2-minute
It's
time.
homecoming. If you're ready for adventure, the 2021 Yamaha Wolverine XTR line is ready for you. XTR stands for Extreme Terrain, and that's exactly where these side-by-side vehicles take you. With standard features like a factory-installed worn winch, aggressive GBC Dirt Commander tires, and special edition paint. Visit St. Mary's Saw & Cycle to find the Yamaha Wolverine XTR that's right for you in either 2-seater or 4-seater. Learn more at YamahaMotorsports.com. Realize your adventure.
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to savings. But it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the hot deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to savings.
Is your rig's check engine light on? Idling a little rough? Time for an oil change. Maybe you need tires. Stop by Jim's Auto Repair and Tire Pros. Jim's Auto Repair can take care of your automotive needs fast. If you have a dead battery, Jim's Auto Repair and Tire Pros can set you up with a great AC Delco battery. Did we mention tires? Jim's Auto Repair is an authorized Tire Pros dealer and can get you a great deal on tires for your rig. Locations in St. Mary's and Plummer. Jim's Auto and 95 Tires. Give them a call, 208-686-0425, 208-686-0425, or stop by today. Hughes Ace Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need
7, the final score here, the Lumberjacks defeat the Orofino Maniacs. One of the things that we wanted to make sure that we passed along to the folks at home is that tonight some of the Orofino youth football kids were being represented, and we wanted to make sure that we paid note to them. Jay Stiffen, Jake Renner, Drake Zick, Tommy Mahomes, Troy Gamble, Joseph Harrison, Mickey Cannon, and Hunter Schmidt. Those young men on the Maniac sidelines tonight, going out with those senior boys this evening, and then as the football team was announced this on senior night. Just kind of a nice thing that they do, and we wanted to make sure that we had note of those boys. CJ, I think you might have caught your breath by now. I hope so. Anyway, what do we have from stats for the Maniacs?
So once again in the second half, Reed Thomas, of course, leading the way on the ground before he ended up getting injured. He went past the century mark once again, 8 carries for 45 yards there in the second half. So he ends with 108 total yards on the ground. And Orofino total, they got 2 carries for 27 yards and a touchdown out of Darian Cannon. Corey Godwin with 29 yards on 4 carries for 15 in the second half. Maniacs end up with 172 total yards, 171 of those coming on the ground, the other one through the air. On the other side, the Lumberjacks held to just 30 yards there in that third quarter, then with 48 yards on the ground in the fourth quarter and 25 through the air. They finished with 103 yards in the second half, 302 total yards, 193 on the ground, 99 through the air.
Wow, I really think next week's Central Idaho League Championship game between Grangeville and St. Mary's is going to be an absolute barn burner. I would encourage anyone within our listening distance to make sure that they're to watch that one. We have one more piece of business. That is our final Pizza Factory Player of the Game honor. We will do that when we return.
It happens every year.
Jack Buell Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chips, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses. And most importantly, people. Jack Buell Trucking believes in responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, when you take a close look, those aren't just chips. They're an entire community. Jack Buell Trucking.
Why should you get all of your prescriptions from your local Good Neighbor Pharmacy? Because over 100,000 patients per year experience serious complications from drug interactions. At Jack's Pharmacy in St. Mary's, your prescriptions are not only filled, but we double-check for such complications. You can trust our knowledgeable pharmacists for that extra personalized attention. You're not just a number to us. You are our neighbor. Bring all your prescriptions to Jack's, your Good Neighbor Pharmacy, where you'll receive personalized service and attention.
SSS.gov presents good advice from Dad.
Do that.
Dad's advice is usually pretty